This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
My countrymen and my friends, I had hoped against hope that some miracle would prevent a devastating war and bring to an end the invasion.
This most serious threat World Wrestling Federation has ever known.
The long-term future of sports entertainment could change forever.
A succession of actual wars have shaken the entire world and have threatened to bring on the gigantic conflict, which is today, unhappily, a fact.
No force of nature and no act of God could stop this invasion from happening.
I have said not once but many times that I have seen war and that I hate war.
This is our last chance.
There's no going back. There is no tomorrow. They want to finish us all.
Feel this moment for the rest of your life.
This war is only half over, and it could damn well be lost.
We're laying it all on the line.
Nothing can stop the WCW and ECW.
Austin is going to lead us into invasion.
Lift up your heart. All will come right.
We will kick WCW and ECW's.
No WWF superstar is going to deny us from our destiny.
Dad, the sports entertainment.
I have seen war and I hate war.
Place to Be Nation, welcome back to another episode of Nation Invasion. I am your host, James Gruenberg, and tonight we have hit the second pay-per-view island on this invasion voyage here tonight. So we're at SummerSlam 2001, which has two very big title matches here tonight. It is Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle for the WWF title. Can Kurt Angle bring the WWF title back to Team WWF? And also, we have tonight The Rock versus Booker T for the WCW World Heavyweight title as well, or the WCW Championship tonight. Can The Rock steal a title away from the Alliance as well? And we also have a lot of other great matches here as well. A hardcore ladder match. All tag team title matches, all tag team titles are on the line in a cage match as well. And we have a lot more to cover. But before we hit play tonight, I have a guest with me as always. He is the co-host of Beverly Hills 9021 No So, and he does Talking Pop with Jennifer Smith also. He is Mr. Tim Capel. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
James Gruenberg, I'm doing quite well. Glad we could get together to do this. This is a show that I've watched many times, but not recently, so looking forward to getting into it again. And it's interesting. I feel like it occurred to me as you were running down that card. I've got a pair of two big world title matches, headlining the show, and I feel like this is the first real, I guess, modern WWF pay-per-view where we have two world championships essentially on the line here, which is very much the tradition today. I know they're supposed to represent two different brands at this point in 2001, but come on, they're just basically two world titles, and they'll do various things to combine them, split them up, go an undisputed route, split it up again, bring another into, they like to get creative with this, but for the most part, this is the world we live in now. We've got two world titles, so two big championship matches here. And this is like the beginning of that era to me.
Yeah, I've been covering ever since, May 28th. And, we had the big invasion pay-per-view where Stone Cold joined the Alliance and all the hoopla. Kurt Angle went from goofy self to almost captain of Team WWF, and we are seeing the very big aggressive side of Kurt Angle. You know, he's taking no prisoners here. Now, Tim, did you watch WWF television at this time, or WWF wrestling at this time?
Yeah, I mean, at this time in 2001, I was pretty locked into the current day stuff. I was watching week to week pretty devotedly. I really loved what they were doing with Benoit and Jericho in the earlier part of the year, and I would say my enthusiasm did take a hit, like when Benoit went out, and you know, even Triple H going down shortly before that. I was like, felt like two big players were taken off the board, and that was really even before the Invasion had heated up, you know, properly and taken over all the storylines. But I mean, nothing was really going to deter me from watching this. I was a big WCW fan, you know, even before. I mean, throughout all the Monday Night Wars, I would say more so probably than WWF. I was kind of a WCW guy, a little bit of a WCW loyalist. I always call myself the least loyal WWF fan on the planet. I don't know. I'm always going to vote for who I sort of see as the underdog. And even with, you know, Ted Turner's money behind it, WCW just felt like, you know, they always played second fiddle. I don't care how many weeks they won the ratings and all this. They just, I was just a WCW fan, and it was cool to see some of those guys finally maybe getting their due. Question mark. I know that's a contentious part of this storyline, right? Is how WCW is presented, and at this stage, you know, they've even joined forces with ECW. They're the Alliance, and folks weren't necessarily thrilled with that. But I think they just wanted to present a more simplified good guys versus bad. I know Vince McMahon always says, well, we're about shades of gray, but I think they just wanted a very basic good guys versus bad guys type of story where it's the WWF, everybody's by default a baby face now versus the evil invaders, and WCW, ECW. It's the easier story to tell. It's easier to sell to people. So it's kind of what we got. So, you know, I wasn't thrilled with all aspects of it creatively, but at least we were getting some pretty hot matches and some fresh matches from, again, these new faces who had never been WWF performers ever. That was a big deal too.
Yeah, and heading into this pay-per-view here before we hit play, it did seem that the storyline was taking like a shift in role players, that they were getting more WWF guys to join the Alliance and less focusing on the WCW and ECW guys that they had signed, you know, even though
Yes.
a lot of the ECW guys are established in the WWF, but, you know, they're still taking away the TV time of what they call the mid-card guys here as well.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a big issue at the time. That was, I mean, it's debated to this day. Like, did that really dilute the invasion aspect of this thing by just plugging then on-screen WWF superstars into this, what we're calling the Alliance, and even calling it the Alliance sort of takes away from its WWF versus WCW, right? And that's what people wanted to see. So you've got basically the WWF champion defecting and joining. Is he joining WCW? Is he joining ECW? Oh, it's just the Alliance. I mean, it's just it definitely just kind of feels like the company fighting itself in some ways, and you do lose the whole separate identity of WCW, to say nothing of ECW, when you book it in this way. I mean, I think it is helped by having somebody like Paul Heyman as a commentator who pretty much can be a full-time cheerleader for the faction, for the alliance, and keep the storyline moving constantly, on air. But yeah, I mean, and I understand why you do it, because you don't necessarily have the juice to support the type of WCW invasion that people want to see. You don't have your Hulk Hogan's, your Kevin Nash's, Scott Hall's. They're all, locked behind big contracts. Funny enough, we'll get to them anyway, but it's after they blow off the invasion itself creatively. So that's a whole story for another day, but we're working with what we've got here and at the midpoint, really, of 2001 at this, arguably second biggest show, perhaps biggest show of that pay-per-view year.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tim, if you are ready, I am looking at the SummerSlam 2001 logo with the rock on it. It says finally. So if you're ready, I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we will hit play, all right?
All right, let's do it.
In 3, 2, 1, play. The old WWF scratch logo. We do have a Sunday Night Heat matchup. This will tell you where the divas are, and there are no Alliance divas. We had Jacqueline, Lita, and Molly Holly defeat Ivory, Stacy Keibler, and Tori Wilson in the Sunday Night Heat matchup here.
Okay. I'm trying to think which would have even been Team WWF versus the Alliance with that grouping.
The Team WWF girls are Jackie, Lita, and Molly Holly. The drowning pool here, let the bodies floor. This is a very good opening here.
Oh, God, this was huge. They played this to death. I mean, people think of how people associate My Way with WrestleMania 17. This was almost just as prevalent in my mind, the way that they wore this thing out. I mean, it's very fitting, of course, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I can hear it without hearing it right now.
My way of putting what music was cool is like whatever WWF thought was cool music, I thought was cool music. Still today.
I think I very quickly learned that what they considered cool music would be considered uncool music. But at the time, this worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm. This is the third SummerSlam, sponsored by Chef Boyardee as well.
Oh, okay. Very good.
1999, 2000, and 2001.
I remember Mick Foley doing those Chef Boyardee shilling like double stuffed raviolis and whatnot. It's like, man, Chef Boyardee still a thing? I guess that's a big sponsor for him back in the day.
Like Chef Boyardee anymore, like they did in like 90,
right?
90 to 2001.
Yeah. So look at this pyro
display. Yeah. They're in San Jose, California tonight.
Okay, I couldn't remember where this was held.
California got 2 pay-per-views this year. They get San Jose for SummerSlam, San Diego for Vengeance.
Very good. So, well, they stayed out of L.A. There's famously bored L.A. crowds, I guess. Looks like San Jose showed up for this one, so that's nice to see.
Yep. Here we have Lance Storm. He got a very medium push here. It's a big. It's not. I don't know if it's a big push. I mean, they do give him the Intercontinental Championship, but like they always make it seem like the Alliance guys have to play dirty. But Lance Storm is a very good wrestler, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a pretty medium-sized push, I would say, right out of the gate. And the fact that he's got the IC title here, that's not nothing, you know. And I think he actually brought a lot of stability to that championship after it sort of bounced around, in that earlier part of the year. I mean, I think it went from like Triple H, correct me if I'm wrong, so Triple H had it, then Kane took it off of him, and I think it went to Albert, right, at one point.
Jeff Hardy had it for like 3 days, and then Triple H wins it back. Then
they flip-flopped, yeah.
And then the night after Invasion, Lance Storm takes it from him. But here comes Edge, the King of the Ring 2001 winner.
Jeez, looking ripped. He's on the juice for sure. Look at that.
And here you have, the first sighting of like the WWF and the WCW like locker rooms as they are watching these matches.
Yeah, you see them backstage with huddled around the little TVs. I love it.
They only really did this twice. They do it here, and they only do it at Survivor Series as well when everyone's watching the main event together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a nice touch. It gives you a sense of, I guess, locker room solidarity. So I don't mind that. And this is a good choice of opener. I think these two guys, you're going to get a decent match out of them. And it's going to be a hot match. You don't need them to go too long, so it's going to do everything, presumably, that you want an opener to do here. So I like how we're starting off already with this match.
Counters by both men, jockeying for position. If you notice in the WWF locker room, it was all the Sunday Night Heat guys and Christian.
Okay. Very good. So, and technically, Edge and Christian are still a tag team here. They have not like broken up, even though Edge is still doing a lot of, single stuff. Like you said, he had won King of the Ring, and that was, 2 months before this, right?
Yep. Lance Storm going to the outside with that huge clothesline. So Ed starting off, he flapjacks Lance Storm and then clotheslines him. A nice little thing. Whoa, on the hardest part of the ring, as Logan Crossland would say.
As they would say, yes, exactly. But I think Lance was probably viewed by Vince / management as someone not dissimilar from like a Dean Malenko, right? He's a known guy who's pretty accomplished, but maybe they feel like his best days are behind him.
Body too.
Yep, great near fall off of that. And so they're going to give him a push right out of the gate, but maybe they don't see him as a decent long-term prospect, which maybe is the wrong way to look at it. But I can see them thinking that way, because I mean he'd been wrestling for a long time, Lance Storm. He started like around the same time as Chris Jericho, right? They were tag team partners, but I think Lance is a bit older. So I don't know. I don't know that they see him as someone they're going to totally commit their full resources behind. I mean, especially given how competitive this this huge roster, this locker room is becoming.
Mm-hmm. Lance Storm now taking advantage of Edge here after Edge gets thrown into the guardrail. That guardrail has to hurt.
Yeah. Lance firmly in control. Getting some shine here.
Yeah. Lance always had a really good super kick. If you saw a couple of times.
He does.
When the Impact players did it. 1, 2. Nope. Not going to get him there.
No. And I remember he was a big, excuse me, he was a big deal when he was brought into WCW in 2000. I mean, real quickly started racking up multiple singles championships.
Crawled right there, 1, 2.
Yeah, that was nice. Very smooth.
There.
But I mean, WCW clearly thought very highly of the guy. It's just you don't know if that translates necessarily to this environment.
Mm-hmm. He is the first one that did invade WWF as he super kicked Perry Saturn.
That's right. He kicked it off, right?
Yep. Yeah, he really kicked off Perry Saturn's head.
Well, yeah, kicked his head off.
Yeah. When someone
literally kicked it off
here. Yeah, ever since the Invasion pay-per-view, Edge has been chasing after Lance Storm's Intercontinental title here. Edge and Christian once pants Lance Storm in the ring as well. Storm's gotten super kicks over both Edge and Christian here as they have some tag teams. Oh, a nice stoppage from Lance Storm, and he's going for the Boston Crab, as he calls. Nope, but that gets countered. Another roll up there, 1, 2.
And Storm putting the brakes on it, slow things back down. Near fall, but Edge survives. Yeah, didn't Edge and Christian actually have a tag team match against Lance and was it Mike Awesome on the Invasion pay-per-view, if I remember correctly?
Lance Storm and Mike Awesome did not even get a entrance on that pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
Already in the ring. Look at all these mid-carders. Got
I know.
Say Rios, Funaki. I think Hey Quick was still in there.
It's did they really have to show them? It's
yeah.
It's a little embarrassing.
It's not. I mean, well, a lot of the guys, those are the guys that kept off the card, basically.
I guess so. We have to see what they were doing on the show. So at least they get an on-screen appearance.
Well, let's see what he does here. Ooh.
Oh yeah, nice. I always loved that fireman's carry somersault slam. I don't ever know what to call it. Fit Finlay used to do that all the time. I don't know how you do it without completely breaking your neck. I mean, I would certainly break my neck, but that's always been a cool move to me.
Lance Storm again going on the offensive edge here after that really nice power somersault slam, as you said. It looks very good. Fireman's carry, flip.
Yeah, exactly. So it's every time Edge tries to gain a little bit of momentum here to make it more of his match, Lance manages to put the brakes on, slow it back down, and work a more methodical pace as you would as a heel.
It's a little low by Lance, but looks like it hit the midsection stomach. But Jimmy Cordett's did you kick low?
And the way that this is weird, but the way that Lance Storm does those kicks and stomps, it's he throws both feet out. I don't know, for greater impact or for greater emphasis. It's really awkward, but distinctive at the same time. It's always stood out to me, the way that he does those kicks when somebody is down.
Now Edge's Lance Storm getting an abdominal stretch here.
Yeah, see some more of that methodical offense here.
Not slow start, but they are very much
it's
down here.
God, I'm just really impressed by Edge being so. I mean, he's gassed up the way that he's so shredded.
He had that Edge necklace on. I thought that was a cool necklace. I think they sold that for a little while.
Oh,
here he comes! Oh, is that a suplex or a?
Like a counter to the springboard. I don't know what Lance was going for there. Sweet springboard into a power slam by Edge.
Yeah. Looks like he was going for a cross body.
Yeah, maybe a clothesline or something.
Yeah, we'll take a clothesline.
But this feels like, on paper, a very they have, I wouldn't say complementary styles, but they match up well. You would think if you're putting this card together and you're like, okay, need a opener between two mid card guys. Yeah, let's say it's even for a title.
Heel kick by Edge too.
Yeah, another near fall. Yeah, so who's gonna pair up well? And Edge and Storm, I think, are quite fitting. Not maybe the most natural opponents, but not as awkward as, say, I don't know, Lance Storm and Albert, right?
Oh, yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, like, I mean, height, these guys are the same height, basically. They're really projecting Edge here, Not really finding him, but, they were trying to get on the right track. Oh!
Nice kick short up. Power bomb there, by Edge. These signs in the crowd are taking me out every now and then. I just
316. Did you see that one? Oh.
Yes, that's the one I just saw. Here's
girls in the hot. Did you see the redhead and the blonde sitting next to each other?
Yes.
We got that Boston Crab right there.
Right. So this was traditionally Lance's finish. He would do that roll up into the half Boston Crab here, which he's got
the super kick too,
and the super kick kind of his secondary move. Yep. So he came up short there. Edge made it to the ropes.
Edge is countering it. I always thought that the super kick was the finisher and the submission, but it's very like which is which. Oh, Lance Storm throwing the referee down. Oh, here comes Christian.
Oh,
and again spear.
Oh,
so planting. They've been planting like so many like little like head seeds and a super kick. 1, 2.
That's a good false finish there. They actually kind of had me. I thought, because I can't remember exactly how this ends, but I sort of bit on that one. I thought that that interference from Christian was going to super backfire.
Up and he counters the Impaler, but he gets it this time. Execution, as he says it. 1,
all right,
3, it's over. And look at the Big Show here as well.
Yes.
And your new Intercontinental Champion, but look who grabs the title again. It's Christian, but
look how he's holding it. Yeah.
Yep. Christian was always holding Edge's possessions.
Right, and it sure looked like he was teasing. He was going to
hit him with it.
He was going to nail him with it, and it was almost like Edge turned around too soon, and he couldn't do it. He didn't.
Even Edge
couldn't gather himself.
But Edge is now the new Intercontinental Champion.
Thanks to Christian. No thanks to Christian, who almost blew it for him. Right.
Yeah, for this matchup, I'd go 2 3/4.
Yeah, I was sort of in that range too. I think I'll go ahead and give it the gentleman's 3 for doing a good job as an opener, and I like that it was a good showcase for Lance, even in defeat here. I mean, honestly, might be the best singles outing he gets on pay-per-view in his WWF career. So I guess put me down for, again, the gentleman's 3. Certainly would not fault the 2 3/4 either.
This was always my favorite rendition of the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah, for sure. I like this one too. Very classic, traditional, no bullshit type of belt.
No, not only is Edge Juice here, but look at that stuff.
Holy, yeah, he's.
But like, they would get into a few too, but like it felt like Test and Edge were like the same, on the same trajectory as well too. Test just joined the alliance. He super kicks. He gives the big boot to Farouk and then hits Bradshaw with a belt, causing the APA to lose the WWF title, tag titles to DDP and Kanyon, because everyone thought that Test was the mold in the left, but it turns out it was actually Heyman opening up the door for the ECW and WCW guys. But Test was like, no more, and he got beat up for it. So Test is now a member of the Alliance, and the Dudleys have been on a vicious side of putting everybody through tables. Their brother Spike, Molly through tables, everybody.
Yes, as Test sort of explains himself to Michael Cole with his frosted tips here. Very 2001, but that was the style of the time, certainly. But yeah, I do remember that little storyline in the mid card so Test wasn't the mole, but because he was so frustrated with constantly being accused of being the mole, and nobody trusted him, that kind of caused him to snap and ultimately join them anyway, right?
Yep, here we have Chris Jericho here. He's going to go up against Rhino here tonight. Rhino gored Jericho through the Ovaltron, and SmackDown got a new set.
That's right.
Jericho looks like here he's going to go play in the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, God. Looking very youthful, does Chris Jericho, again in 2001.
He always had like those these weird like jersey vibes, like these shirts that he puts on.
Rhino is Rhino's also one of those seems like a dude who's been cherry picked from within the Alliance to get a decent sized push as well, because it wasn't too long ago that Jericho was part of the the main event scene before this invasion really heated up. So I mean that's a big showcase for him. To say nothing for Lance Storm earlier, I mean Rhino is going to be a shining star as well here in this storyline.
Yeah, not too long after this, though, Rhino does get injured, but he does have a run in September and a little bit of October as well. But here comes Spike Dudley. He's looking to get revenge with the Acolytes here, the APA. Spike Dudley has been put through hell, like he's been put through the tape by his brothers. They've even put Molly to the table. Molly Holly and Spike Dudley are still a thing. They were always the on and off segments. Sometimes they would be on the show, and other times they would be off the show. It was a hit or miss with them.
Yeah, and people seemed into them. So I understand why you would take the Dudleys. I mean, you can't do ECW without the Dudleys, right? The Dudley Boys. So you put Bubba Ray and Devon, turn them heel. You can get away with that. But people didn't want to boo Spike, and they don't want to boo Molly. So keep them as baby faces, part of the WWF. And I totally get it. Plus, I think they just work better as antagonists when Spike is sort of going against his older brothers,
Mm-hmm. The enforcers of the WWF. So here you have 2 weeks ago, it looked like Test was going to beat up DDP, but he kicks Farouk and he cost Bradshaw the titles too.
Okay, that's how it went down. The Acolytes here, or the APA, I guess as they're known, I'm told they are always pounding ass, James.
Yeah. So here comes what they were looking for, another enforcer of the Alliance. I don't understand why they needed Test. They had Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome could have been the big enforcer of the Alliance.
I don't know that I've ever made that comparison, but you're absolutely right. Mike Awesome is fantastic. A better version of Test than Test, quite honestly. Not to say you can't find something for Test, but man, you got to do something if you've got a talent like Mike Awesome on your show. I don't know. Was he maybe injured, or was it just that they didn't want to use him? Because I would hate to think that
they dropped the ball with him. Everybody knows it. Here come the Dudley Boys. But Mike Awesome would have been the perfect fit with the Dudley Boys since they wrestled together in ECW.
All ECW guys, yeah. So this is just an example of what we discussed earlier, where they're just plugging in WWF guys, turning them heel, because not everybody can be a babyface in WWF, right? So
Yeah.
anybody you want to keep as a heel or turn heel, you've got to put into this faction, the Alliance, and that's exactly what they did with Test, even though he's had historically no ties whatsoever to WCW or ECW. I mean, he's truly a WWF homegrown guy.
Yes.
So he makes like the least sense as part of this group as anybody.
Well, there's going to be a couple others here too.
There sure will. Yep.
Let's go back to the divas here. You needed to turn somebody. It was always Ivory. She was always like the heel diva, and they had nothing for her. Our right to censor had just ended, so you had to do something. It was like, oh, I'll take care of them. The backwards 3D where Devon grabbed back. I always call that the backwards. The reverse 3D.
Yeah, sort of like a revert. Yeah.
Early
in the match too, because sometimes they would actually finish with that move.
Mm-hmm. Devon here starting off with Farouk. I always feel like Devon and Farouk were always the B players, where Bradshaw and Bubba were the A players.
Yeah, feels a little racist, huh?
Little spine buster by Farouk.
Oh God, that's a sick spine buster. Farouk has maybe my favorite spine buster of anybody in the business. Just it looks like it hurts so much.
Yeah. And here comes the big enforcer here. So it's like the Alliance guys. You don't know what to do with Mike Awesome, Tommy Dreamer, Chavo Guerrero kind of got some cruiserweight matches. But like Sean Stasiak, you'll see in a little bit. There are a couple. Just Incredible, too. They just did not know what to do with them. But Mike Awesome could have had test spot, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big miss. I can forgive them not being able to figure it out for a Sean Stasiak. I know he was a somewhat big deal in the dying days of WCW, but let's face it, he's in nobody's eyes is he a big star or a big name. But if you knew ECW, you absolutely knew Mike Awesome. Tommy Dreamer, but again, with this heel. With everybody having to be a heel in this storyline, it just didn't suit him, I feel like. And he'll kind of get his due later, I think. It's fine with Tommy.
Yeah, he also, I think, was injured and felt like he wasn't up to speed with trying to keep up with the WWF guys as well. Oh, a nice DDT by Bradshaw.
This match is, they've been hustling out there.
Mm-hmm.
I like these tag matches that are kind of a sprint. They don't necessarily get a lot of time, but they make good use of what they've got out there in this 6-man. Look at little Spike go.
Yeah, and these matches were always not car crashes, but they were fast paced. Oh, dang!
He just got launched off the top rope.
I was watching this YouTube short where this guy just goes over. He's like, "Yo, man, Spike Dudley got it bad in WWF," and just Spike Dudley getting power bombed by everybody.
Yeah.
Bubba looks like he just got a haircut too. He wasn't that bald. I think 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Here's Molly, stressed diva. Spike.
At least Bubba Ray does look like Bubba Ray Dudley here and not psycho conservative commentator Alex Jones like he does today. As seen at WrestleMania.
Yes. Oh.
Oof.
Yeah. Everybody was always beating on Spike here. Spike Dudley had a match with Test a week ago, and Test literally destroys him as well.
Man, and these are those, notoriously unforgiving rings that WWF used. I don't know if they've changed since then. I feel like probably that engineering has come a little bit farther, but they used to talk about how that ring was just fucking solid. Right?
Here we go. Oh, geez. Wow. Nope. Oh, crossbody. Well, they always said there was plywood under it.
Yeah, and it had no give.
Oh, I mean, it must have changed the safety precautions, but what else are you going to put under there?
Right. I think they've probably figured out something to just, because you do have to look at the issue of like neck injuries in particular are not what they used to be. I mean, during this stretch alone, in the 2000, 2001, 2002 period, look how many neck and dudes went out with, needing that same neck surgery, right? That cervical fusion. It's a lot.
I'm sorry Mike did not break his nose on that one.
Oh, I know.
He's not covering up. He's just getting flapjacked.
Yeah, he is eating shit in this match.
The ruptured disc that fragmented into the
spinal column. Yes.
Yes.
Happened to a lot of guys.
A lot of guys too. I mean, you dislocate your shoulder, but the spinal collar slip disc was always a common thread. I think it's like Benoit and Rhino had the same surgery in the same year. Oh,
yeah.
Here comes
Edge, not far behind them.
No.
Austin before that. I mean,
oh,
neck breaker.
Neck breaker. Oh, big boots.
God,
they were always
marking out for these spine busters.
APA and the Dudleys were always stiff for each other, and I think they liked it too. It was like, come on, give me your best. Oh wow, caught by Bradshaw, but Devon.
Jeez. Man, and Test and Bradshaw are enormous human beings, so it's scary to see them throwing each other around the way they are with kind of reckless abandon. Good.
Yeah. 1, 2, but Bubba pulls Bradshaw out. Oh, but here comes Spike now. Oh, Whee! And right into the table.
Oh,
Spot was always for Test clothesline. Oh, but there's no referee because
ref is out of position.
Where is he? Shane! Oh, that share dive.
Man, this is chaotic.
I don't know why he had to interfere. What was he doing? But here comes the catch. 1, 2, and 3. It's over.
Sick.
So Test and the Dudley Boys score 1 for the Alliance here after Lance Storm loses the WWF title. I mean, the Intercontinental title.
Okay, so we're 1 for 1, but the Alliance did need a little assist from their co-owner, right? So
yeah.
I don't know if that reflects well on them necessarily. But hey, whatever gets the job done.
What would you give this one?
I think I'll go, because the finishing stretch was so hot and Spike bumped his ass off. I'm feeling like 2.5. Pretty generous, I think, for what this was.
3/4 too. I like the
okay.
I like it as well too. So like both 2 for 2 on 2 3/4 here.
All right.
Shane always had that dive chair shot.
I know. Yeah.
Ever since he did it to the Rock at No Way Out 2000.
Yeah, it's like he figured out that for some reason it looks really cool when he does that diving chair shot. And yeah, I think that was the first time he did it, right? It was to the Rock.
Yeah.
Like you said, at that one show. But that's sort of become a signature move of his.
Mm-hmm. So here
comes Al Snow back here.
Yeah, so Christian says that he challenged Matt Hardy for the European title tomorrow night on Raw. Yeah, keep in mind, Matt Hardy has been European champion since May, basically. He defeated Eddie Guerrero for that title, and nobody cares about the European title because it hasn't been really defended that often.
Right, yeah, it seemed like they were doing something with Eddie and the Hardy Boys and Lita for a minute there, and yeah, like you said, that led to
Eddie getting
the European
released.
title, right, going from Eddie to Matt, but with Eddie now gone, I guess that is left in limbo.
Yes.
But Matt is still that European champion.
Oh, well, here's a site that, it's Deborah and Sean Stasiak. Boy, oh boy, Sean Stasiak again. Tim, I told you this, but the reason why everyone thinks that, he had heat the first time, if you thought Sean Stasiak had heat the first time, you would think he would learn his lesson. Everyone thinks that Sean Stasiak gets the raw end because of his wiretapping recordings in 1999. That is not the case. According to two reliable sources, Hugh Morris, and I believe it was Lance Storm, also said Sean Stasiak called a Houston radio station or went on a blog of internet blogs in 2001 or called the radio station, said WCW guys are going to be interfering in the Shane McMahon Vince McMahon street fight. Word got back. Johnny Laurinaitis got all the guys, and they were going to be sent home. But Ernie Ladd at the last minute said, no, you'll be in my box office. So instead of the big interference, they just get shout-outs, basically, and it was all Stasiak's fault.
So they were basically all set to get punished because Sean Stasiak was a fool and couldn't keep his mouth shut. Yeah.
So we have Jerry versus X-Pac here. I believe it's title for title again. This is the only one basically where it's two WWF guys going at it together or against each other.
Because they never, even though Tajiri came over from ECW, they didn't put him in the alliance. He was so over. They kept him as a babyface.
They put him
X-Pac. It's the only WWF guy who's a heel because everybody fucking hates him.
Yeah, so X-Pac is the opposite of Rob Van Dam, where they hate X-Pac being on Team WWF because they're tired of him, but they'll cheer for Rob Van Dam, who's in the heel faction.
He's the only face. Yeah, he's the only face in the alliance, right? Is RVD. That's great. They should have put those two in a match at some point. Maybe they do on TV, but X-Pac does not ever join the alliance, does he? He stays loyal to the WWF, even though no one wanted him there.
I think you could have put Kidman versus Tajiri here for this title unification, but nope, they went with X-Pac.
Yeah, I think that would have been fine. And I think you could have. Look, if you're going to put Test in the alliance, then certainly you could get away with putting X-Pac. He was already in the X Factor, right? With Just Incredible and Albert. I don't know that you need to.
That's
just put all of them in there, right? If you got Just Incredible, he was ECW. X-Pac was in WCW for all of a year. And Albert will just be your bonus, right? You'll just pick him up. Again, you'll do it with Test. Why not Albert? Why not X-Pac?
Yeah. But I think maybe this could have been taken into a tag team matchup. Maybe you could have had Kidman and Chavo with X-Pac and Tajiri. I don't know. Maybe you could have had Hurricane with Kidman. But nope, we get
do a multi-man with some of the cruiserweights or something, from WCW, because they they were such a key component, of what people think of when they think WCW, and if you ever liked WCW, something that people still think of as a positive today is just their treatment, their handling of their cruiserweight division. Yep. And it's just something that gets lost in these years, unfortunately.
Yeah, another note that I wanted to make, Trish Stratus is out with an injury as well. After Invasion, she goes down with an elbow injury, so that's also kind of why the Diva division is terrible, because there are no divas, really. No, a nice moonsault off of
Acai moonsault.
Acai moonsault by Tajiri as well. Sorry, I always forget the keynotes. It's Trish Stratus is out. A lot of people are out at this time. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, X-Pac and Jerry always traded the best kicks. Jerry with the flips, X-Pac with the kicks.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where as hated as X-Pac was, he still could really go in 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, I think his skills will fall off sooner probably rather than later, but
Sidekick
at this point, he's maybe cooked pretty stale as a character, but he can bring it, and especially against a dude like Tajiri. I mean, he's got to love being out there wrestling. Given his tours of Japan in the '90s and everything, he's got to love being able to work this style against somebody as cool as Tajiri.
This fuck almost got caught because his shoulders are down.
Yeah. That sweet inverted surfboard.
I mean, look at X-Pac's gold pants too, or yellow lightning pants.
Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to be going on there.
It looks like a Pokemon.
He's got a Pikachu coming out of his.
Yeah, Electabuzz. If you know
coming out of his thighs. Yeah.
Yeah, Jolteon. Yep. One of the Thunder Pokemon.
I definitely don't know my Pokemon, but
but he's in the Thunder Zone. He's going for the Bronco Buster. Oh,
Jerry waved that off. Oh, God.
Paul Heyman always said he enjoyed these matches because it was two WWF guys going at it. He always said the Alliance guys don't fight each other, but your guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, backslide, that back elbow by to Jerry was always nice too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice treat.
Sick baseball slide drop kick was right on the money.
Yeah, it's called the Tree of Woe.
Yes, while X-Pac was in the Tree of Woe.
Yeah. Tarantula by Tajiri. Here comes Tajiri now. Off the top rope. Let's see you across body, but X-Pac counters it. 1, 2. Nice fast pace by X-Pac and Tajiri here.
So remind me again, who is the champion here?
X-Pac is the WCW. No, they're both champions.
Oh, they're both champions.
X-Pac, WCW Cruiserweight champion.
Cruiserweight. Okay.
Jerry took the light heavyweight title from X-Pac, and they're just doing the back and forth unification here again.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice roll up by Tajiri. Oh, wow. 1, 2. Oh, I wonder what. That's a weird kick out. Oh, slingshot into the top rope.
Oh, yeah. God.
They've just been trading titles back and forth. German German suplex.
Ridge German suplex.
German suplex, as they say. Yeah, so they've been just trading titles and double champion here and there. X-Pac beat Kidman to be double champion, and then Jerry took it from him. So now we're going back. Oh, somersault flip by X-Pac.
Yeah, I mean, this is X-Pac showing out because he really gets a chance to work this kind of style against an opponent, I feel like.
Yeah. It's probably X-Pac's best match here.
In quite some time, I think so.
He had a great matchup with Kidman at Invasion, but I feel like Tajiri and X-Pac mesh well better. Oh, X Factor! But he can't get the cover. Tajiri's eyes are open too, so you know he's going to kick out. 1, 2, oh. Not really a great kick out by Tajiri, but he still got 1, 2. Look at that pin cover.
Was unique.
Yes. Oh, here comes Albert looking all jacked here.
Yep.
I mean, in the darkness, too, he looked big.
Very imposing.
Oh, yeah. Oh! He just ate feet. He ate boots.
Educated feet of X-Pac, as Jim Ross used to say.
The educated feet of X-Pac. Oh, but to Jerry again. Oh, he's going.
Jerry with his own educated. Oh.
No, but it missed the red miss this time, right in the helper. But X-Pac gets the low blow. X Factor. And 1, 2, 3. It's over.
Oh, man.
I'm going to go 3 on this one, Tim.
I am too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Very fast paced. So now X-Pac is a double champion again.
How about it? So they're going to end up, maybe a bit of a spoiler here, they're going to end up retaining the cruiserweight title, right? Not the light heavyweight. They're no longer going to continue to acknowledge for much longer. I don't feel.
According to the rumor and innuendo, nobody could find X-Pac in November, so they couldn't do the official unification match for the cruiserweight and light heavyweight title here. Who would have been the champions at the time, I do not know. But at Survivor Series, Tajiri actually comes out as cruiserweight champion. Here you have Jim Ross and Paul Heyman here. I loved these guys here. I can't imagine Jerry Lawler. When King got fired at the right time, it was a blessing in disguise.
It really was, especially having Heyman to plug him right in without missing a beat was such a nice surprise, because you're like, well, if Lawler is out, then who's it going to be? And it's like, Heyman is ready to go, apparently.
Oh, here we have Perry Saturn here in WWF New York. Did you go to WWF New York?
I've never been there. I believe you have, though, right?
Yeah, you went to a Thunder, though, right?
Oh, yes, I've been to. I did go to a. Believe it or not, yes, I did go to a WCW Thunder in early 1999. Yeah, in January.
Is now looking for Moppy. On the last on SmackDown, and when the cops came, they were like, "What's this person's name?" Moppy McMopperson. Last seen with Perry Saturn.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, but that cop segment was awesome. We said Moppy McMopperson. What?
That's rough.
Well,
that's real rough.
Perry Saturn here as well for injuring non-wrestler Mike Bell on an episode of WWF Jack. But here you have Rhino, and he's forming his alliance with Stephanie. It is time to finish off Jericho, Stephanie is saying here, basically.
Yeah. So really the feud is like Stephanie Jericho, and Rhino is like her proxy in the actual match, which I sort of like. This relationship between them, it's interesting. Stephanie has the wild fern hair, which I know that is popular among many fans and former guests of your podcast as well.
Well, it really started off with Jericho throwing a pie in Stephanie's face.
Yes. Well, at least it wasn't hot coffee.
But, yes, and then, Jericho pointing out Stephanie's, buzzsaw coming to life. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. I forgot they did that.
It seems our little princess has sure grown up in at least one place or two places.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. They went there.
He also went with the whore and the gore. With some vicious lines that Jericho was getting away. But here's the massive gore right through the stage.
Right. And like you said, that prompted them to change the SmackDown set. I always like when there's like an on-screen, there's a storyline reason when they make one of those types of changes. That's always been cool to me in wrestling.
I think that was the perfect one. Vince is just like, oh, I need a new set. Hey, Rhino, you want to gore Jericho through the set to boost your feud
right
and
through
get
the
sets? Yeah, he was like, sure, boss, no problem. I always loved Rhino in the ECF and W shirt as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can always tell who like the pay-per-view promoters are. Like, the mid-carders always wear the the pay-per-view like outfits too. Like
Right.
they're always the ones that have the pay-per-view T-shirts on.
Yeah, for that specific show.
Yes, Rhino getting a prominent shirt, ECF and W, and look at this man beast. Oh, yeah, the man beast and the hose beast.
I mean, he looks good. Rhino's the hose beast. Rhino's one of those wrestlers I think of as being kind of ageless. Like he's a little bit Arn Anderson-esque, right? Where you're never sure if he could be anywhere from 27 to 48, and you would never know the difference. But here he is noticeably, I think, in his prime.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
looking rather svelte, but solid at the same time.
Rhino is now 48, and he still looks the same.
Yep.
So here he must have been 33 or 34 here.
Yeah. He's a little bit wider nowadays, but aren't we all?
Oh, yeah. Well, like, Jericho too, but Jericho always just makes himself relevant. I don't know how relevant he is now, but do you watch AEW at all, Tim? Just for the record?
Sometimes if there's a pay-per-view, if there's enough matches that interest me on one of their pay-per-views, I'll check it out. But week to week, not really. I did for a while, but I don't watch any weekly wrestling anymore nowadays. I know everybody's like, well, if you don't like WWE, then you'll love AEW. And I'm like, how about I don't really love either of them? I think they both are just...
I feel like social media has ruined wrestling,
I kind of would agree with that, yeah. I think they're just both different flavors of shows that are not for me, and that's fine. But I could do without either one of them, and that's not to disparage either promotion. Look at me being so diplomatic.
Do you think that's Meltzer's fault in a way?
Not really, because I think again, social media and fans and people on social media kind of vastly overestimate or overinflate the influence of Dave Meltzer. Like, the only reason Dave Meltzer is as relevant as he is because people don't stop talking about him, ever.
Yeah, like through the podcasting too, like every time, a certain Conrad Thompson mentions Meltzer, he is talked about every time.
There's an entire industry of podcasts that are just nothing but people reading old observers and saying, according to Dave Meltzer, da-da-da-da-da happened on such and such a date, and what do you want to... And it's frustrating, right, to listen to those because it gets very repetitive, and it just contributes to the same sorts of narratives we've heard over and over. And I guess you can get different opinions on that, but you can tell, like, these guys are probably sick of talking about it and talking about him and having to defend what somebody did or didn't do or even remember from well over now 20 years ago, which is what most of these shows revolve around. Good God. Rhino just
lifting a big man like that and throwing him out, I don't know if that's got to hurt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was intentional.
Jesus.
Rhino taking some big bumps here.
Yes. He's doing that heel kick, and here comes Steph the first time again. Oh, what's she gonna do? Push Jericho off? It looks like it. No, but that's just Jericho gonna. Oh well, there was like a little kick stomp there. And here comes, little gore tackled out of midair by Rhino.
Kind of like a short gore. I don't know what to call it.
Semi-gore. We'll call it that. Semi-gore here.
Semi-gore.
Semi-gore. No, it looks a little full, but he does get like it looks like he got the full step in, but
He got something. Yeah, got something in.
More like the tackle.
Look, they at least they got it over on the replay. They found a better angle for it. But anyway, it was it tackled in midair was Chris Jericho, in other words, and it
Jericho's putting his arm looks like a little injury. Might be, but he's really holding that. I think it's his left arm. Might be his right.
I want to say, does he not sustain a concussion in this match, Chris Jericho? I want to say at some point.
He might, but
Dave Meltzer probably reported it. Let me go to my 2001 Observer and check.
Oh, you actually have an Observer? Or are you kidding me?
I absolutely do not. But I'm sure it was reported on at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't have anything against Dave Meltzer per se, like personally. I mean, he does what he does. I think he just makes people lose their minds, and
it's just the whole star rating of like what he thinks is really 5 stars, which isn't, and what we think is he doesn't. You know,
that whole system is just I don't know.
Stephanie always had the slaps.
Ooh, yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, I wonder if they got rope burn from the top when you get like slammed onto the ropes like that.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, right? When you first start out wrestling and you're hitting the ropes, they say it takes a while for you want like a callus to sort of build up so that you're not constantly getting those
rope burns.
Yeah, and that's a very sensitive region, right under your arm like that.
Yeah, or on like the stomach area too, because like you get like slammed on the ropes and you get dragged off the ropes too. That's gotta like hurt a little bit. This seems
unpleasant.
This was like prime. I know everyone says 2000 was prime Stephanie here, but this was like, I don't know if it was overboard Steph, because I didn't like her in 2002 until she came back. When she left in 01 for that little stretch, she was all right, but then when she comes back in 02 for that Triple H run, it's like enough is enough, come back another time. Mm-hmm. And then she leaves again, and it's a new Steph, which is awesome.
Yeah, sweet little TKO there by Rhino. Yeah, Steph is one of those characters who you need some downtime because she can be very intense, and it's easy to get burned out on that when you're seeing it every single week, that kind of performance. Same thing with Vince to a degree. Vince had to go away well, hopefully he's gone away permanently now, but as a character, the Mr. McMahon character would have to be taken off screen periodically.
He is the last time he was on was when the Rock came back to Philadelphia for to say he was back in WWF, and Vince is really taking a back seat until early October here.
Okay.
Like he's letting like the whole thing play out without him on camera.
Gotcha.
Did you ever hear the story on why Stephanie left in 02?
Did
you hear something?
No, I don't. In 02, I don't know that I know why she left then, but she would. So this is before she had the run as general manager, right? Yes. On SmackDown. Yeah. So what happened in 02?
Apparently there was a dumb rumor that got a online Hall of Shame award that a bunch of college kids were trying to try and climb into the ring and rip off Stephanie's top. And the rumor got so blown up that they found out about it. They were like, we need to start putting you in bodysuits so people don't try and rip off your bra. And then Steph was like, my life is in danger. I want to step down for a little while. Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't blame her. That was the case. That's wild.
That was a very weird rumor, but I just remember.
I've never heard that one. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I mean, like they were they were published on like old online World of Wrestling websites and stuff, but like that was a dumb case of like people were starting a rumor that people offer clothes like legit.
Well, and it must have been persistent. It must have been persistent and aggressive enough that they were like, we don't think this is going to happen, but we don't want to take any chances,
Yes. So Jericho again going on the offense here.
Or it sounds like she made the call and said, I don't want to take any chances. I don't care what you... that was...
little botch, but he got it on two. Jericho did make a little bit of a catch there. Jericho's chops. Now, I wonder if it hurts the arm more or if it hurts the chest.
I guess it all depends on the execution. That little kind of botch lion salt, that might have been where he got his bell rung.
Look at this sign. It says Steph McJugs.
Yeah. Jeez. They probably started that rumor.
Yes. But Stephanie again coming into the ring. Tim, Vince said I need a new set so Rhino gore Jericho. When Tim White needed new things, it's when the acolytes would tear up his bar.
That's right. Yeah, the friendly tap.
Oh, I need some new TVs. Hey, acolytes, want to go beat somebody up? And the acolytes caught on that Tim White was only using them so he'd get new stuff. So Jericho ace to kiss it. And, he misses the lion salt.
Go for it again.
And
kinda got it. Yeah.
Is this it? 1, 2. No, Rhino kicks out. That was a great false finish there.
I'm glad I'm glad it didn't finish because it didn't look the most impactful either.
Do you see those 2 Hawaiian T-shirts? Who really? Oh my God! Who dresses up like double Hawaii shirts? So far, spine buster by Rhino. So far, it's been a really great pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, and it's typical, I feel like, of these 2001 WWF pay-per-views where kind of the undercard type stuff is all super fast-paced, and it all kind of they get it all out there really fast. It's reminiscent of WrestleMania 17, where if you watch that show back, as much as people love it, they get the hell. I mean, that first hour, they are just blowing through matches, and not that that's a bad thing, but people forget that these individual matches don't get a ton of breathing room. It's really about what they truly want to showcase, which we're going to see on this show. They've got 2 big headlining matches. Perhaps 3, but
one squash as well. Oh, Rhino,
yes.
The belly.
But we are just
Rhino
we just finished.
Get the walls in, or like he had the Boston Crab. I wouldn't say it was a full walls, but who can tell really? Only Jericho knows what a Boston Crab and a. Nope, he's gonna switch it up. I mean, what is the Boston Crab versus the Walls of Jericho here?
Walls of Jericho, to me, is just a Boston Crab. Because
maybe he does. But
that's a lion tamer right there. That is the most lion tamer of lion tamers I've ever seen. The way that he posts the knee into the spine like that, that's always been the difference to me. And he said that the reason he changed it up is, most of the bigger like main event WWF guys, you can't contort their bodies like you could a WCW cruiserweight.
Oh, Stephanie is mad because Rhino did not get the job done. Jericho,
she's throwing a tantrum.
She is pissed.
Oh God, she is stomping off.
Oh yeah, well you made the boss mad, and Stephanie is the boss of ECW. One of her ECW soldiers could not get the job done.
He blew it.
Yes, he definitely did.
Jericho,
wow.
I think, is
Slam MVP Steph's breast. Jesus.
This is a rough crowd. I mean, this
Yes.
is 2001.
Well, I
We've
mean,
got a forced kiss. They did that all the time.
I wouldn't mind kissing Stephanie just for the heck of it.
Well, she might.
Yeah. But if, I mean, she was just like, she probably, I don't think she really minded. She probably minds it now. It's like, yeah, I didn't really want to kiss everybody, but she was
Probably
pissed.
not, yeah.
She is just mad. What happened? Like, yo, blow eyes. Like Billy Madison said to little Ernie, you blow eyes. Jericho gets a huge win for the WWF. Oh, here he comes. Here comes The Rock. And, here there's the Commissioner Regal, always looking fancy schmancy.
Like that vest.
Mm-hmm.
Team Bring It from The Rock.
Team Bring It!
And this is his first pay-per-view back as an active wrestler after going on the shelf, which I don't know what movie he was filming during that.
Returns, I believe.
I see.
Yes, because Scorpion King was right after WrestleMania 18.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen those movies. I've seen the original Mummy.
I saw Scorpion. It's not the Mummy Returns.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen either one of them. I did see that other. What was that early? The Rundown.
Yeah, or Walking Tall. One of those. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen both of those. I have seen both of those.
Mm-hmm. I saw the last really good rock movie that I saw was Gridiron Gang.
I think that's accurate. It was about 15 years ago, right?
Yeah. Oh, that Sean Stasiak just runs right into a garage door. So that's what they Sean Stasiak.
And they completely no-sell it, right? Yeah, that was Sean Stasiak's gimmick was running into things, and they would just totally no-sell, like he wasn't even there.
If Mike Sanders and the whole, if Mark Jindrak never got hurt, Mike Sanders came, they could have had a Natural Born Thrillers reunion. But here comes Rob Van Dam.
Yep. Business is about to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a very great matchup here. They had a great match at Invasion. Jeff Hardy, losing the hardcore title, but Kurt Angle had a match with Rob Van Dam. Jeff Hardy wins back the Intercontinental title before SummerSlam here.
Yeah, so this highly anticipated rematch. I think that RVD Jeff Hardy singles match at Invasion surprised a lot of people. And again, the Hardys are still a unit, and they had been doing more singles stuff, kind of like Edge and Christian. But I don't know. I think RVD and Jeff kind of stole the show on that pay-per-view. So we're going to do it again. See if they can top themselves.
Ladder match here. Rob Van Dam brought in the ladder and hit Jeff Hardy on SmackDown with it. So Jeff ups the ante and says, you know what, let's just make it a ladder match here. I'm going to ask you, because we do get the cage match right after this, what do you think of, even though it's like a squash match, what do you think of a ladder match and a cage match being put on the same pay-per-view? It's way too many gimmicks here,
I think it's okay because this is what I think of as a super card, right? I wouldn't do it for just any old pay-per-view, but I think you can get away with it for a SummerSlam if you're not overloading it, with other bullshit. And here on a show that has this many matches, it's fine to me, but I see your point that maybe some restraint might have been in order, but I don't know. I think that they clearly knew that one was going to be a bigger deal than the other, so maybe that's a way of still sending the fans home happy, if to say nothing of what that cage match is going to be later. Not to get ahead of ourselves.
The best one's a match, and the other one is the other one.
The other one is yes. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. This one, we'll just say this is a little bit more competitive.
Yes, but you know. Rob Van Dam here. I don't think Rob Van Dam's been really like a lot of ladder matches, but you know, he is the high flyer. I mean, Jeff has more of the ladder experience.
Right, yeah, surprisingly, you don't think of RVD as a big ladder match worker.
We're in the win by Jeff. Oh, he's mocking RVD too.
Sure is. Jeff Hardy is one to make fun of somebody. You know what I mean? Like, he has some fucking nerve.
Jeff and RVD both having dark, like pink purple on. Jeff having
that
purple.
Is a little bit. Yeah, I kind of wished if you're going to go for the neon look, so be it. But pick something that clashes with your opponent. Where I always hate when guys hate when. Oh wow, hipped off right out of the ring.
Well, it's gonna even be worse here. Jeff Hardy's ankle did not get a little bit hurt where they hit the corner of the announcer's table right there.
Yeah, I think he got lucky for the most part, but still might have clipped it there.
For the Jericho matchup, also give me three on the Jericho Rhino match.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. That's a 3-star match for me too. It was a little bit, probably could have been higher, but it was a little bit clunky in spots. So it
also the Stephanie
peaked at 3.
But that like the first half of the match where like you know the midair gore.
That's worth at least a star, right? You know, that's. Whoa, RVD looking a little. Yeah.
A little flimsy there. Oh!
A little wobbly, but he pulled it off. Yeah, I don't like that their color schemes on their outfits are so similar. That always bugs me. That's like my biggest, dumbest complaint about about Roddy Piper versus Greg the Hammer Valentine in their dog collar match at Starrcade is they're wearing the exact same like blue trunks.
Oh.
And it always bothers me in a match when guys look too similar in the way that they're in their attire, which this is a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is maybe the only time this match has been compared to the dog collar match from Starrcade '83, but that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, Rob Van Dam had like the tiger prints animation. Oh!
Yeah, where's like the D&D shit for RVD? I want some dragons, and I guess that is like a dragon print that he's got going on with his airbrush gimmick.
Already had the blue hair by now, but that's not until like No Mercy time.
Right. This is very snow cone hair for Jeff.
Jeez.
These seesaw ladder spots where it's like in between the ropes like that just oogs me out the way that it just snaps.
Is it catching his low blow area, or is it catching the stomach? It looks like he's getting low blowed and like he's getting nut kicked. Oh.
It just looks like it sucks.
Yeah, oh my. Nothing's worse than that Armageddon 06 ladder match where Joey Mercury ate it and busted up his nose.
Yeah, his face just explodes. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
It did seem that as we move here, that they were always trying to have brother versus brother, like split both
Right.
teams up. Now we all know who's going to split up. Oh, I always like that, but there's no pinfalls, Jeff. You have to remember that.
Dummy, yeah.
Yep. But oh. Yes, this is Jeff Hardy's play area. This is not Rob Van Dam's play area here. The Master of the Ladder versus the Master of Kicks.
Yes, once again, the educated feet of Rob Van Dam versus the mastery of the ladder match.
Member gave Rob Van Dam the most non-heelish ways, He admired Rob Van Dam's work. He didn't crucify it.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why the referee pulled Jeff Hardy away. It looked like where Jeff toppled backwards. Why do you even need I guess the referee in there, but to tell him to go home. I'm starting to think, is that Mike Sparks? I don't think it's Mike Chioda. It doesn't look like him, but I think it is.
No, I don't think it's Mike Chioda. I'm not sure who that ref. Well,
it looks like no, I think it is. It just didn't look like him.
Young. We're just not used to seeing him for 24 years ago.
In a Rolling Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow! Oh, holy moly!
Really innovative use of the ladder so far. I like what they're doing.
That Rolling Thunder by Rob Van Dam onto the ladder was sick.
Yeah, that could have looked dumb, but it instead he really pulled it off and made it look pretty devastating.
This is one of those matches where the Alliance guy is getting cheered more than the WWF guy here. Where X-Pac gets booed, Rob Van Dam gets cheered.
Yeah, and that's pretty impressive because Jeff Hardy is, he's still a pretty over dude. The Hardy Boys at this point, I know they're working this semi breakup angle. I guess they didn't officially split,
but it looked like all this was really on Jeff, and Matt was taking a back seat, just coming to the aid of Lita. Oh,
right, yeah. But people are still into them, right? It's not. This is not too long after they had those individual singles title runs going against Austin and Triple H.
Yeah, and they'll still have they'll have another run at the tag team titles in 01 here, so they're still hot. But this is just very, very a hot time for Jeff Hardy. He stole the hardcore title fair and square from RVD, while Kurt Angle was mostly getting the work in on RVD.
But the people are behind. He's just so naturally charismatic and athletic, and you got to figure he had the ECW buzz behind him, and also maybe WWF fans who aren't totally familiar with his work in ECW. Maybe they've heard the name, they've heard of him, seen a match or two. They've got to be really hyped to be able to follow him now in the WWF.
Yeah, I think that's what Bruce Pritchard's problem is, his excuses for why this failed. Nobody knew Rob Van Dam's work. Nobody knew Booker T's work. Nobody knew Mike Awesome and Rhino's work, until they arrived at WWF. It's no, that's not entirely true.
I wouldn't buy that.
In WCW, man.
Well, even if it is true, isn't it your job then to build them up and to make people care about them and to, oh, wow.
Gosh, yes, they are taking it to the next level.
That was really awesome. That could have totally been botched, but in one smooth motion, you had RVD just springboarding and drop kicking Jeff off the ladder. And that,
I feel better. This one of the first hardcore title match at Invasion.
Yeah, I was just asking myself that same question, and I watched that match from Invasion not too terribly long ago, and it was like much better than I remembered.
Yes.
And I kind of want to say I like that one better, but now, like, I don't know, watching this one back, I'm seeing things that,
oh boy,
oh man, oh my god.
Good gosh. Like, I didn't even think that Rob Van Dam was going to be good in the ladder match. I was like, is this really like, I mean, when Jeff said, oh, we're going to do it in the ladder match, like, really, like, is the ladder match a really great payoff? You know, I guess so. And I was like, I don't know if RVD knows how to work a ladder match, but he's really learning.
Yeah, I'd say he figured it out.
Yes.
Because he looks as good as anybody in any ladder match here. So when all is said and done, we'll see how I feel about this one in comparison to their first match. But this has been cooking.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh yes, and I believe on the SmackDown they have one more hardcore title match too.
Oh wow, okay, that might be the forgotten match in their series.
Oh, it's kind of short-lived. I'll have my next guest cover it. But I remember watching that. And it's like, oh boy, looks like Jeff Hardy's got like a taped leg as well. But that's just his shoe. It looked like from an angle like his leg was taped. Oh, he jumps.
Oh man, I loved how RVD would sell that DDT. Yeah.
He sold it.
It's like his neck was just a spring, you know.
Yes.
Just so much bounce to it.
Hardy going up top. Oh, he misses.
Yep, gets nothing on the Swanton.
When I met Jeff Hardy at WrestleCon, WrestleMania weekend, I was talking to him about that cage match at Survivor Series 01 where he missed with Devon and hit the table. And he kind of smiled, laughed. He's like, oh, yep, I remember that one. Because I was like, I feel like that's an underrated match that people just forget. And he was laughing too. And I said, Jeff Hardy Jim Ross made you famous. He was laughing too with that line, climb the ladder, kid, make yourself famous. He was having a blast with me, basically. He was really nice. He didn't keep the line moving. He took his time.
He didn't have to keep the line moving.
No, he kept the line paced very, very well.
Excellent.
Yes. Jeff Hardy trying to regain the hardcore title. This is when they said the hardcore title was great. No more clowning with the 24/7 rule. Like, Rob Van Dam meant something to the hardcore title where it was like, no, we can't have Crash Holly being him in a laundromat. Like, this is the real deal.
Sure.
They also said that, like, I felt like because they were talking about it, like if Taz got the hardcore title in 2000, he could have had a run as the toughest hardcore champion that they had too.
Right, they could have done their own kind of FTW version of that with the hardcore belt. And giving it some legitimacy. I mean, I think Steve Blackman honestly did give it some legitimacy early, but
Crash has the comedy, but Steve Blackman really gave that title from when he beat Shane McMahon to like whenever he loses some recognition. Oh boy! Oh,
that sunset flip is always such an impressive spot.
Oh my gosh! These guys are gonna kill each other.
Jeez.
Look at the turban, dude.
Oh wow. And it is nice to see this hardcore title, which has kind of been a joke for a while, being treated as more of a legitimate championship that people care about and are having super competitive matches over. I mean, you wouldn't think that this is a title with enough prestige that they would bother to put their bodies on the line.
Oh wow, that the climb for the hardcore title did not look that bad. Like I feel like they I feel like it got lowered a little bit. Like, the ladder match to get like the WWF title seemed always like higher, but this one seemed like it was so like low, Jeff Hardy teeter-totter. And him going to, oh no, he missed that one. What was he supposed
whiffed on that?
There's a weird botch there. I don't know what's supposed to happen, but
I think he was trying to do like a spin heel kick kind of thing to knock him off.
That was terrible.
Jeff was just too high.
Yes.
Too high. Yeah.
You climbed the ladder.
No pun intended. That didn't come off so well. Oh, well. Can't win them all.
No, but they've been putting on a very great matchup here.
They have, yeah. And this is very much, oh, God.
Oh, no!
Painful to watch.
So, very reminiscent a little bit of Shawn Michaels and Razor when Shawn goes into the ropes. But Van Dam now, is this how he's going to win it? Nope, Jeff Hardy. Oh, no, Jeff Hardy stumbling.
Uh-oh.
Got it.
Almost got it.
Is he right. Oh, yes, he does. Oh! Well, I thought Jeff was going to keep it going, but RVD gets the hardcore title, and Rob Van Dam gets one back for the Alliance here.
Okay. I'm not totally keeping score on which faction is up yet, but big victory here for the Alliance.
Yeah, there's not really score that is meaningful here. It's more of like,
right. They're not acting like there's anything.
Yeah. It's like paying attention.
But bragging rights, yeah.
This is a very big win for the Alliance. As securing title belts and who they're paying attention to in the Alliance camp as to who Vince McMahon likes.
True. Yeah, it definitely speaks to that. That's a good point. That it speaks to their priorities as far as who's going to be pushed, who's important, and who's going to be a big time player in the years ahead. At least in their eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that finish was a little anticlimactic. Seemed like they were building to something, and it just either didn't happen or didn't quite come off. So I might ding it a little bit and say
I'll go first. I'll give it 3.5.
I'm right there with you. I was going to say probably 3.5. Yeah.
I was going to 3 3/4, but it does
flirting with 3 3/4.
Anticlimactic at the end. Did it have 4-star range? Yeah, but that was a clunky finish, so that takes it. And here we have Booker T. He's got the earrings, and Shane McMahon here has got a gift.
A gift for Booker T.
Yes. Look at that. The WCW belts
for the WCW champion. Is he the three-time WCW champion at this point?
No, he's the 5-timer.
Oh, he is the 5-time here.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone thinks he was 5-time going in, but
no, I know he wasn't going in. I wasn't sure if he had
the last Nitro. Yeah. The 5th time is when he beats Kurt Angle. I don't know what did she give him? Something of the Rocks?
What is this?
I don't know.
A plaque or something?
Yeah. Booker T failed at a Hollywood movie career as he could not do a British accent.
Oh.
It was very, very a terrible, crappy idea.
Well, and to think Booker T could have had the career that The Rock had in Hollywood.
Yes, but it's a plaque. I'm sorry, I just don't know what it is. Maybe it's something that Booker T cracked open with The Rock, maybe.
Yeah, I think to your point, it was maybe something of significance to
because
The Rock's.
The Rock in the last week and a half.
Oh, what? You know what? Was it part of the announce table? Did he put him through the announce table at some point? Okay.
Yeah. So here are the WCW Tag Team Champions. Undertaker.
Oh boy.
Here comes the cage match. So originally, when So here's how this one starts, obviously. When Kanyon and DDP, they win the WWF Tag Team Champions, Regal said, oh, you're going to face The Undertaker and Kane in a steel cage match. Then the WCW Tag Team Champions at the time were Palumbo and O'Hare. They opened up and said they'll face any tag team title champion. So Regal smirks and gives them Undertaker and Kane. They win. So it is technically title for title here, I believe. I don't know if both sets were on the line. I don't remember. But yes, I believe it's only the WWF tag team titles are on the line here.
Okay.
It
not
just
WCW's.
No, it just so happened that they became WCW tag
Just so
team.
happens that it is a champion versus champion match, but only one set of championship belts are on the line
here. So
be it.
Here we have
this is a lot. This recap.
Yes, we have the Shrine going back, and
the Shrine, as Kane.
And here comes Kanyon. What a waste here after they give him the WWS Championship.
Right.
Have him be DDP's stooge.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's a callback.
It is. Yeah, I was going to say, if nothing else, it is. He does have the history with DDP. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, I'm not going to say it salvages this angle by any means. But it gives it a little bit more life than it otherwise might have had by turning it like a singles rivalry between DDP and Undertaker, a very one-sided rivalry, into more of a tag team situation where you can now have, Brothers of Destruction against DDP and whoever. And Kanyon made as most sense as anybody, so he kind of gives us a shot in the arm. I think they could have maybe pulled it out here and again, not totally saved what was a pretty bad storyline, but at least took it in a more competitive. They could have taken this in a more competitive direction, right?
Yes.
Where it was just, I guess they just wanted to get it over with and blow it off here, which fine, but
I think
we will see how they go about it.
I think the real King is like, I don't want to be in this matchup. I don't know why I'm here. I didn't do anything.
What did I do to deserve that? But a double champion is Kanyon right now, right?
He's the U.S. champion. Mm-hmm. Maybe they should have had him in like a one-on-one matchup with Kane here. I don't know, but there were too many people on the line. But he is just like, I'm the U.S. title, and you're treating me like an alliance member crap. Kanyon gets lost in the shuffle. If you think what is bad here, what's going to happen to DDP and Kanyon, wait till tomorrow night on Raw after the show. What happens to DDP? It gets worse.
Yeah, and I mean, they're treating Kanyon like a big deal. He comes in with a lot of fanfare, as you said, picks up the U.S. title, calling himself the Alliance MVP, which is sort of backed up by the fact that he does have as much hardware here as he does. There's no other double champions in the Alliance, so Kanyon. He brings something. He does bring something to this. I think they did a good job presentation-wise of bringing him in strong and keeping him strong, at least up until this point. Yeah, so it is a shame, a real damn shame to see what happens.
He really doesn't get a pinned, again, the whole Alliance storyline was they can't win cleanly. They have to cheat. Kanyon gets DQ'd for shoving Nick Patrick, so Patrick rings the bell. Kanyon still retains against Kane and Jericho and all this stuff. But yeah, and then Kanyon just gets lost. He holds on to the U.S. title for a little while longer. But this right here is a very big turning point for DDP. Not Calvin, but Ben always said, I think they were separated by summer of 2001, but it's like DDP had Kimberly. Why would he go after Sarah?
Yeah, the whole storyline was just stupid, and
Yes.
I was kind of okay with it when the way it started out was he was just using this whole stalker gimmick as a means to an end, as an excuse to get himself over and to get himself into the company. But realistically, he doesn't give a shit about Sarah. It's just to get under Undertaker's skin, and as he put it, to make me famous, right?
Yes, but
They maybe had some. It's not how I would have brought him in, but okay, I could kind of buy that. But then when it turns into he legitimately is obsessed with Sarah and is this big pervert and has this shrine backstage, as Kane called it, that's when it just got so stupid and off the rails.
once they close the door, and like even Palumbo and O'Hare got squashed in their cage match. It's like this is like brutal. Like, so we gave 3.5 to RVD and Jeff Hardy. Yeah, so wonder what we're gonna give this here. Might have some
maybe 3.5 in a different direction.
Oh yeah, in production maybe, but see what the match quality gives. Oh gosh, like they're feeding that this is going to be a slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, whew. That was kind of all right, attractively. But now, that's what you have to do. You got to try and run. But poor Palumbo and O'Hare, they go down the totem pole as well after this pay-per-view as well, too.
Yeah, I don't remember them being much of a thing. Certainly as a team. God, Canyon took a spill right off the top of the cage.
They lost the WCW Tag Team titles. They go down the totem pole. Oh gosh! Oh, Palumbo and O'Hare got murdered. The Raw before this as well in a cage match. He got busted open. Oh, here's a big boot, and so yes, Kane is just mauling. These guys are just
Undertaker just sucks this entire year. I just remember everybody hating him and wanting him to retire and go away forever in 2001, which is crazy to think where his career would end up. 10 years later, it's like he's main eventing WrestleMania and having 5-star matches, but everyone, at least online, fucking hated him in 2001. With good reason. He really sucks. Like, all of his matches in 2001 just are the same and suck.
Mm-hmm. I forget what I was going to say. I was going to say something. Yeah, like, I don't think Dallas Page, like, blames Undertaker. Like, I think he did. I feel like I don't think Taker was, like, a big, like, bully to Page. Like, they just wanted him to, like, kill Page. But also at the same time, like, I think DDP, like, just, like, I don't think he was really mad at Taker as much as he was just mad at the creative. But I think he had, like, with Taker over the whole thing. Like, this is terrible. And again, in next month, it's an onslaught, and we're gonna see some of Taker's buddies come back, and they're going to make Undertaker mad as well. Okay,
that's right.
Yes, and
forgot about that.
Yes, so we're gonna see some bad matches.
Looking forward to more bad Undertaker matches here on Nation Invasion.
Yes. Nation Invasion, the voyage. I said, I'm captain of this voyage of 6 months.
Look, it can't all be.
No, it's not.
Some of it is like taking your medicine, right? It's going to be unpleasant some of the time.
But it does seem like this pay-per-view was the turning point of, well, we know who we're going to focus on. Just put the rest on Sunday Heat and have them get beat up most of the time.
And it's so stupid because DDP was game for anything. You could have asked anything of that guy, and he was just happy to be there. Yes. And they just treated him like absolute shit. Like, he was the one, I would say, yes, sure, Booker T also, but the biggest actual name WCW star that they brought in. And they just
Page Booker T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they just were like, Oh wow, you'll work for that little, huh? You'll work for pennies on the dollar. You must be a real loser. And the way that he just,
They come in, but
you
you
know,
weren't going to respect them.
right. And well, they did not respect him whatsoever. And I think they didn't take him seriously because of his demeanor. I don't know if it was maybe he broke one of their weird rules where he shook somebody's hand the wrong way or something back or sneezed in front of Vince. I don't know, but I know that he wasn't taken seriously, and maybe they thought his whole personality was a work because he is genuinely that positive of a human
Oh,
being. Oh God.
jeez. I wonder if
It's hard to be that way all the time, but that's just who he is, from what I understand, at least. Kane with this big power bomb.
Do you think Bagwell gave a bad impression to everybody that all the WCW guys were jackasses?
It probably didn't help. It
No.
probably didn't help that he.
Oh, God. Oh,
God, Paige
oh,
just
God. He's getting
hung out to
murdered.
dry here.
Surprised the cage doesn't break.
I know. I'm surprised he doesn't go
Oh.
through the damn cage.
God. Yeah, I think Bagwell gave them the wrong impression, and Bagwell still blames JR to this day. And even Greg Helms, when they were promoting the new episode after Bagwell, Greg Helms wrote, "Are you going to tell more lies about what Bagwell didn't do in our fights?"
Oh wow.
Yes, he got to that point.
Was that on the I was told, I was informed just recently that there's a Buff Bagwell Dark Side of the Ring, which I had no idea.
But Bagwell's family was the king of the lumberyard.
Okay, well, I'll have to check that one out.
Bagwell was like the richest guy. Like Buff Bagwell was like your best friend of like rich people,
Oh, he's the rich kid at school.
Seemed like that, but he was like they were the lumberyard kings, the Bagwells.
Okay.
Nice little.
This is the most offense now that the heel team has gotten in, but doesn't last long. The Brothers of Destruction back up very quickly here.
Well, it doesn't last long for Paige, but I think Taker was like, "Kane, just let him go."
Right? Yeah.
He says, "Let Canyon go," but no, it might not be. No, not yet, at least.
Can I just say also that I hate escape rules cage matches, and that's what WWF does. I fucking absolutely hate that type of cage match. I think it's stupid.
When you have pinfall, submission, and escape, or when it's only
that just makes it even dumber, I think. Okay. But if escape is an option at all, I just think it automatically sucks and is stupid.
Yeah, he says enough. Like, it's not his fault. Let him go.
Right. Well, they're gonna let him.
They're sparing Canyon.
They're basically having Canyon hang DDP out to dry, right? So they can double team him. So because both team members have to escape for the win, right?
Oh, man.
So this doesn't count that just Canyon is out. He's waving it off and said, "Fuck you."
See ya. Oh gosh. Brian Hebner's not even a WCW official. He's never refereed a WCW match.
Oh, and he's wearing a WCW shirt, isn't he?
Oh, I think actually at this time, it wouldn't be too long that Billy Silverman quit the company as a WCW referee here.
Jeez. Billy
Silverman claimed he got hazed as well.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that.
Yep. Well, you see, Connie, I don't know why, but I like Billy Silverman, Connie. Oh, man. Kane's like, you make one more mistake, I will kill you myself. This
is depressing to me. I'm a big DDP fan, if you hadn't gathered that already. For people who don't know me.
Tomorrow night, after this pay-per-view, it's the end. He faces Sarah on Raw.
Oh, no.
street fight. Yes.
No, not DDP versus The Undertaker's wife.
Oh, it is. Yeah. If you thought this was injury, it's just insult to injury. What happens?
Yep.
Oh, God, they are going to hang them.
I was a big DDP fan. I still am to this day.
Yes.
This match and this whole storyline made it very difficult to be a DDP fan.
And an Undertaker fan too. If you're thinking that like all the internet trolls were like Undertaker needs to go.
Yeah.
That heel when he killed Rob Van Dam at Vengeance was a reboot, and he needed it.
Yeah, I forgot they did that. That was maybe like his only good match in that year.
Team was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might be his only good singles match the whole year.
Yeah, basically. Oh yes, but they're like, no, I want to kill him, and he got caught.
Oh yeah, they're doing this stupid fake out thing.
No, I want him. No. Oh gosh. Oh, they did get DDP.
The thing is, this is like, it's such a slow-paced beating, and it's not like even that.
It's not even funny. It's just raw.
No, it's not even like fun to watch.
Depressingly so paced. It's like, okay, just a little bit more. Oh, finally. This one's for you, baby. Yeah. Oh, God. At least they didn't bloody him like they bloodied O'Hare or Palumbo, one of the two.
Right.
1, 2.
And that's that.
Give it a... Oh, gosh. Give it a week 2. Give it a week 2. Week 2.
I'm like at...
You had a 1.5 like to a star range?
Yeah, I think I'm like 1.5. Like it's not like nothing happened. I don't know that it's as... Honestly, I don't know that it's as bad as its reputation. I think that it does get a little bit overblown, but it undoubtedly does permanent damage to DDP, like as a draw and as a character going forward. That was absolutely unnecessary. They only hurt themselves by doing this, quite honestly.
Yeah. X-Pac is a double champion. Undertaker and Kane are double champions.
Okay. So we've got X-Pac as a double champion. Kanyon was a double champion.
Was a double champion. He still has that U.S. championship.
At least still has that.
Well, they gave DDP the European title in 2002.
Yeah, so he'll get there.
I talked to DDP. According to him, they said they were going to try and get him a title. I don't know if they're going to give him a run with the W title, but like he claims that Vince was projecting him to like get into a WWE title feud. I don't know how that was going to work, but it didn't seem likely. And
I don't know about that one.
Yes. Rock here is getting checked out again. Oh, and Sean Stasiak comes in, and this shows you what happened.
The way that he just slid across the table.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Oh, here you have all the WWF main players here.
Yes, we got Funaki, we got Taka, Billy Gunn.
Oh, and here are the Alliance guys. There you see awesome. Chuck Palumbo, Chavo, Tommy, Justin, Raven.
Here we go.
Versus Kurt Angle, our first WWF title match. One of the main events here.
All right, I'm excited now.
Best year, probably. I mean, 2003, like you can argue 01 or 2003 are Kurt Angle's best years. I like him in 2000, but he's very, very goofy in 2000. Sure. He suffered a concussion at the last SummerSlam 2000. He's knocked out for legit. Triple H almost killed Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that's a really ugly bump that he takes that rings his bell. So he's not much of a factor in that match, certainly.
He
At
bounces
his
back
first SummerSlam.
very swiftly and quickly here. Like, no longer the goofy Kurt Angle 2000. This is strong. I'm going to kick your ass, Kurt Angle. Full.
Yeah, which he had kind of, it's interesting. He had sort of tapped into that more aggressive type of mean streak in his character earlier in the year, and towards the end of his title run. When he first starts using the ankle lock and the match that he has with The Rock at No Way Out, where he's tap or I'll break your fucking ankle. Such an amazing.
He goes right back with Benoit.
And then he goes into the extended feud with Benoit. So you'd seen like, okay, this guy is a bit of a goofball. We know he's accomplished. A legitimate Olympic gold medalist. So that speaks for itself. And the character parts are really coming together. Yeah. And so even though he was still kind of, he's always going to be the goober Kurt Angle, sort of a dork. But you could tell, like, he had that incredible intensity. Hey, one of the three eyes, right? And this is where he's just pointed in a different direction, where he's not going against the baby faces, but he's still that same Kurt Angle, now just directed against the ultimate heel.
Yes,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Of paranoid, ruthless Stone Cold in this era. Like, Stone Cold.
It's such a great character.
I don't care what anybody says. Maybe the WrestleMania 17 one was bad. Okay, him going. But this.
The timing, maybe you could argue, was, maybe not the place to do it. Sure.
Yes. I love Stone Cold here. Like, when he was beating up Taz, and when he murders Scotty 2 Hotty.
Right. Like, he just became a bully, right? The way he was just picking on his underlings like this, and it's just such an asshole. And just like controls this group through fear and intimidation, because he is so paranoid, right? He's so desperate to hang on to his spot.
Yes. Like, Stone Cold was just ruthlessly beating up Matt Hardy for like 5 minutes. Then, you got Kurt, who's on a rampage to get to Austin. Like, this is just great. Like, do you think this is Kurt Angle's best year, or is it 2003?
I gotta say, I'm not as high on that Benoit feud as I do think they have some great matches, but I don't think that for the most part they take place in 2001. I think their first match at WrestleMania was probably their best match of 2001, but they would do much better later. So I don't really love that feud, but I do love that again, that rematch with The Rock. This match we're gonna see. I don't want to.
Well,
yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but his summer and fall is pretty awesome, and I kind of think he loses a step towards the end of the year where they make some sort of poor creative choices, and Kurt is maybe a victim of that.
His first half in 2002 is bad. They thought he claims he was going to be undisputed champion, but then Vince changed his mind as well. Like, Austin has claimed in his book that he wanted off the title. Like, he didn't care anymore. He was like, I'm tired. I didn't want to hold that WWE title one more time. Like, like, he wrote in his book that he was like, I'm tired of being champion. But
I kind of remember that.
Jericho they switched with Jericho. It was supposed to be Kurt Angle's coming out party again, But here is, oh boy, he's not waiting. They're not waiting at all. It's go time here.
Yeah, this is because it's like it's not even so much that, I mean, yes, it's personal, but for Kurt, it's like, I'm hungry for that title. I feel like I never should have lost in the first place. This is my chance to get it back, and I am going to cut you down, motherfucker. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you've got backing you up. I am just going to steamroll you because I am the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle.
But Stone Cold is the Texas Rattlesnake, and he is the WWF champion.
Yeah.
Yes. My name
is a mean son of a bitch at this point.
He is.
Nasty son of a bitch.
Oh, yes, he is. My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I am the World Wrestling Federation champion.
You will respect me. Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the Alliance.
Yeah, this character. And it's good that they got Vince out of the picture because to think that this all stemmed from like some goofy backstage skits that they were doing just trying to pop each other, is like, I think it loses a little bit in terms of that intensity, but they took that as a springboard and turned it into something really special. And by the way, I love this blue outfit that Kurt is wearing here. He looks awesome.
You should have went red, white, and blue here, or is this like good enough? Like his King of the Ring outfit that he had on. I thought I like that King of the Ring outfit as well,
Yeah, that's a cool look. I just like this as a change of pace. I like when guys do that thing where they debut the special like alternate look at SummerSlam. That seems like it seems like a theme that certain guys pick up on and run with. Razor Ramon would do that from time to time. Even Ken Shamrock, for as like unremarkable as his ring gear was, he would go from like red to black to blue. I think he went towards the end. He adopted a green color scheme. Like, it just like this is the show where if you want to make a fashion statement, you can do it for some reason.
But this is a very great character transform for both men. Like, again, Kurt Angle's goofiness is gone and Stone Cold's paranoia kicks in. It's like, okay, we got something.
It takes over, yeah.
You don't really need a general. You don't need like a Vince McMahon, like microphone man, like manager. Like to let the superstars run the show here is great. I mean, Regal's still commissioner, and you still got Shane being like boss, but like you didn't really need the McMahon figurehead. Like this is fine,
Right, because he just swallows up so much of the focus whenever he's involved. So it's just best to get him out of the picture.
Here comes
ankle lock early. Ankle lock early, yes.
Too quickly, but Stone Cold was right there to get him off, Hebner kind of getting Angle off of him, but letting it go a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit loose in the rules.
There, it's only on for like 5 seconds, but
I love the selling though, where it's like he basically had me, right? He knows like if he catches me with this again, I'm cooked. Like I barely got away that time.
You got to stay away from the ankle lock here.
And remember, the storyline in WrestleMania, where Austin was the challenger to The Rock, was he had an insurance policy, right, and Vince McMahon to pretty much ensure that he would leave as the champion. He was doubting himself going in. So, the whole "I need this Rock, I need this more than you do."
He's flicking off the pants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Such a different Stone Cold.
Kurt Angle coming in hurt here as well. Austin has not destroyed, but he's beaten up Kurt Angle as well as they are getting into SummerSlam here. But this blue outfit is very good colors here, and Stone Cold.
Such a bastard.
Yep. Stone Cold.
So there's that question in the big match situation. It was like he couldn't really beat The Rock on his own. He left as champion, but there was that lingering doubt. You know, you couldn't do this on your own. Can you beat Kurt Angle on your own? Because there's no Vince out here now to help him.
He beat Benoit, like the only thing that Stone Cold really beat on his own so far was Benoit and Jericho.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, he's got him in the German suplex, so Angle's got to avoid the stunner.
Speaking of Benoit, taking a page out of.
Austin has to avoid the ankle lock and the 3 Germans. No, he's not letting go, though.
Love it. And another.
Nope. Oh, another.
And this is when Kurt really starts, for the first time, using that rolling German as part of his regular moveset, which normally was associated with Chris Benoit.
Yes. This cannot be good for Stone Cold's neck. He has that surgery in 1999.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He's just eating shit as Austin here.
How to forget? Did Stone Cold? I'm going to look this up because I know that Austin has like a SummerSlam like run, of wins as well. I'm trying to think. Was he on the 1996 show?
I think the pre-show, at least, with Yokozuna, right?
Match ended. So Stone Cold won in 96 on the pre-show. He beats Owen at 97. He beats Undertaker at 98. He loses at 1999. Kurt Angle loses in SummerSlam 2000. He'll win at SummerSlam 02, 03, 04, and he'll win at 05. So Kurt Angle had a astounding SummerSlam record.
Yeah.
Both did, If Stone Cold didn't get hurt, I don't know where he would have been on SummerSlam 2000. But Kurt Angle has a very great SummerSlam record.
Sneaky good record there by Kurt.
But he's like, I guess out of all those matches, the Kurt Angle Brock Lesnar one at Kurt and Ray, great. Kurt and Lesnar, awesome. Guerrero, the only one that's bad is Kurt Angle versus Eugene at SummerSlam 05.
Yeah, and that one's not even like horrible. It's just a bad. It's just bad for a Kurt Angle
setup, but again, it's Kurt Angle versus Eugene, where Eugene wins Kurt Angle's gold medals.
So stupid, yeah.
And then you gave Eugene Triple H in 04 as well in a prominent spot.
Yeah.
You really that was
Stunner.
Stunner here. That wasn't really a good stunner. That was a little botchy.
It's like he didn't quite get all of it, yeah. But
so this is the first stunner that Angle kicks out of.
Kicks out of it, and that was following a pretty sick superplex by Austin. That again, you talk about the wear and tear on his neck. That superplex looked hideous.
I think
stunner number 2.
Well, stunner 2 here, yes. But Angle rolls out. Smart on Angle, for that little rollout. But that's Austin's stun as well, But great, can't put him out.
Awesome. It was awesome too because he took the momentum off of the stunner legitimately and just rode it right on to the outside of the ring. It looked very natural, Sometimes that shit looks forced. Oh God.
So he doesn't.
Oh God.
Stunner 2. He just number 2. He just
survives it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had enough wherewithal again to use the momentum to eject himself from the ring. So very canny ring awareness.
I was wondering if this is where Kurt Angle got busted open after the turnbuckle shot.
Yeah, I don't know if this was. I think this was a blade job. At least I would hope because he eats shit on these.
Yeah, he's bleeding right there. Yes.
Yeah, I think he bladed. But these shots on the post just look really, really gross.
Oh!
Man, yeah, I remember that being a big part of this match is just Kurt getting slammed over and over into the
Yes,
ring post.
it's like either it's Earl playing a factor. Nope, no, you do not. Hit him fair and square.
Oh God.
No, it's strange. It's like, is 01 better than 03 for Kurt? You know, he's got the WrestleMania match where he loses. Mm-hmm. He comes back after neck surgery, wins at Vengeance 03, the SummerSlam retain, and then the Iron Man match. Even though he loses, it was still a great match. Yeah.
So much of 03 is like eaten up by that Brock Lesnar feud. Yes. Plus, like you said, he does get hurt, so he spends what, about 3 months, on the shelf with after that surgery. Doesn't he go out again at the end of the year with surgery?
He goes out in 04. I think Undertaker broke it in 05 again.
Yeah,
and that was like perk painkiller, but he's busted open like a stuffed.
God, he is. Kurt is a bloody mess here.
Yes. I always said it looked like a pizza, like with just like red sauce, you know? Like when Flair leads, it's like spaghetti and meatballs, basically, you know? Like with the blonde hair.
With the hair, yeah.
It's like tomato juice coming out of a blender.
Oh.
Oh, but he kicks out. Was that a stunner? No, he just kicked out. Yeah. Okay. But Stone Cold is destroying him.
I forgot how bloody this match was.
I know. Yeah, but it's only Kurt Angle bleeding. I don't even know if Austin.
It's just Kurt Angle's blood so far. Yeah, and oh my God, dripping all over the mat. Look at the little.
Oh, I'm getting way too enthusiastic for a professional podcast, but it's so
insane. It's hard. I mean, it's hard not to get into this one because this is
great.
Again, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, but let's just say I'm a big fan.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! Every time they show a close up of Angle, it's like worse and worse.
But he throws Austin. You notice how Earl Hebner is not counting anybody out? He's letting these guys.
He's letting them go.
Yeah, I feel like that's a Vince call. It's like, don't do the count out until I tell you to. Like normally. And Kurt's got I think he's still hurt from the tailbone at King of the Ring.
Yeah, that's not too long ago. That was right. That's gotta be a slow recovery.
Yeah.
Especially you're not really taking time off like you needed to.
Security guards are very professional. They're all dressed up in blue suits.
Yeah, look at them.
Yes.
Look at the blood smear on the concrete.
Ushers, not your muscle, meaty mouth security guards. But Angle!
Angle lock across the barricade here, ringside.
On the outside, you gotta put him in. But it looks like Austin might be tapping here. But look at this blood.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Kurt just looks like a complete madman.
Yes. Oh my God.
And he just will not let up, dragging his fucking ass up the ring steps.
Oh my God. Paul Heyman's like, let him go. Let him go. JR,
I love the drag back into the ring like that.
Oh my.
Screaming tap.
And he's struggling this time. But he gets back to the ropes. You know?
Austin manages to hang in there.
Or he gets hurt on the ankle lock. He's really selling it. Like every time he gets to the ropes, it takes a lot out of his ankle.
Right. Yeah, Austin's selling is great here. He's like, it's getting more and more panicky now that Kurt has really got his number.
Very, very panicky. Austin's to the outside. Again, they go back to the
Earl
outside.
just busted his ass getting out of the ring.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, boy. See. Oh, jeez.
Stone Cold Steve Austin has a surgically repaired spine, and he just got overhead suplexed on the floor.
Surprised that the blood is not like burning Angle's eye here. You can see that.
Yeah. You would think that would be all in his eyes.
I think he would go under like the ring and just like get it, wipe it off like for like a mere second at least. But again, and he goes again. The double suplex, back to back suplexes.
Yeah, 6 suplexes on the floor.
Oh gosh, this took a toll out of Austin's career. I think. No wonder why. If he said what he said. Tired.
I've always thought that. Yeah, I've thought that this match probably took a year off his career. I think he could have. I mean, this entire stretch, this run that he's on, where it's so many hard hitting matches, had to shorten his career significantly.
Like he breaks his hand. Booker T broke his hand at King of the Ring won. That wasn't Booker T's fault. It was just like, we got to speed this up and just do it. And it was like, oh, I broke his hand. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think he just landed badly, right?
Oh, boy. Here we go. Let's see if he lands it this time.
Oh.
And he does. Oh! Wow. Surprised that Austin let him land it, because after that one hardcore Holly botch, not many people were like, no, you have to miss. Like, I'm not letting you land it and break my arm too, Stone Cold actually let him land the moonsault.
Yeah, I mean,
kick out.
That's maybe the 5% of the time he actually connected with that move.
Yeah.
And it looked awesome.
So, I asked him, on one of those Ask Kurt Angle Anything podcasts, I said, did you break your jaw when you bounced off the cage with Benoit? I said, no, but I'm a dumbass. And here's this sleeper hold here. It looks like the $1 Million Dream hold.
$1 Million Dream.
Like a little transmission-y. But Austin's, Hebner's not letting Austin slide if his shoulders are down.
Mm-hmm. I'll get pinned.
Yeah.
This is the sign of a very desperate Austin, is when he breaks out the $1 Million Dream. When he reaches into that well.
We have to slow down. You in this hole.
Goes into that old bag of tricks.
Yes.
That's when you know he's like,
Kurt tries to bust.
Nice. The old Bret Hart reversal. Yep.
Oh, God, that was so close.
Yep, it really was.
That was a very good, interesting pin combination.
Well, and it did get the job done for Bret at Survivor Series 96, but Austin is a smarter wrestler. He's learned since then, knows that he can't let himself get caught, but Kurt's going to try, of course.
Of course, yes, he is. He's going to try.
With the gold medalist, after all.
1, I'm surprised that, Kurt was able to still go. 2,
after all the blood loss and the beating that he's taken here, now this submission, he's still in there.
Like, I'm surprised that did not count as a going down. It looked like his went down and came back up, but
it dropped a little low. But
taking this very outside, like a lot of outside spots.
Right. I'm glad they don't brawl through the crowd, though. I mean, they really do keep it at ringside so that the action is easy to follow, and they're still fucking laying into each. I mean, we saw multiple suplexes and the ankle lock out there. The ring post shots.
Yeah, he says he kicks out of 3 stunners, but I'm trying to think if this. So this is like the second one. This has to be the second one he kicks out. Let's see if he kicks out for 1, 2. So he kicks out of this.
Yeah, he kicks out of 2.
He has received 3 stunners.
This is the third one he's taken. Yep.
Okay, but he's kicked out of 2.
But he's only kicked out of 2. Yeah, he's only actually kicked out twice.
He bounced out of the ring. Let's see if he does it again. Does he go back to it? I think so. I don't know. Oh, is he going to go for a pile driver? But he's getting up again.
See some tan lines on Stone Cold's waist.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Going for it. Nope.
Boy, no, he counters him. Oh.
Slam.
Looked a little overheadish and like almost like a slam suplex. Might have over rotated.
I liked it. I think it added to the drama. It was kind of a slow motion angle slam, but it worked.
Austin getting some time to kick out, and so he does kick out.
Yep.
This is a very it's not even a hardcore match, and it's very hardcore.
Right? Yeah, because this isn't no DQ. I mean, the ref is just being very lenient.
Yes. Oh, ankle lock, but Austin is too close to the ropes.
Yeah.
He has to let it go. And Angle is, hurting. Oh, and he just punched Earl Hebner in the face.
Blatantly slugged Earl Hebner. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but a DDT by Kurt.
Yep. No ref.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, it's Tim White. Now it's Mike Chioda. 1, 2, throw 2.
This is so we saw one ref go down. For those keeping score at home. Oh, low blow.
Oh, how does Austin not get disqualified? Well, Austin was trying to get DQ'd, but no, and another stunner to a referee.
He's asking the same question. How do you not DQ me? Gives us a stunner. Fucking gives the ref a stunner.
How do you not DQ? I know. Yeah.
He's like, all right, give me the belt.
God damn it. Oh, man.
This is
now Tim White's coming to the ring.
Almost busted his ass, looked like.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so where does Kurt Angle come out of 3 stunners? No, Angle
doesn't. He doesn't kick out of 3. He only kicks out of 2.
Yeah. But they made it seem like he kicked out of 3. He said in his promo he kicked out of 3 stunners, but he doesn't. And here comes Nick Patrick. I wonder what he's going to do. Oh, he's going to ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Due to referee assaults by Stone Cold, he's disqualified.
What an asshole.
All right. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, Nick Patrick DQs Stone Cold Steve Austin for referee harassment and assault.
Referee abuse.
Yes. Referee abuse.
Kurt's not having it.
Oh, gosh. Now Kurt Angle is so Stone Cold runs away unscathed. And Nick Patrick is now going to get a full ankle lock here. Oh, you're going to. Oh, jeez. Stone Cold's he's tapping out like a drunken sailor. Stone Cold literally just ran out. But we figured out tonight that Stone Cold cannot beat Kurt Angle.
Right. And Kurt Angle is a fucking Terminator.
Yes. Get all that blood cleaned off of him, and Kurt Angle wins by disqualification. I'm gonna give me 4 stars. Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna be controversial.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go just shy of 5 stars. I'm giving it 4.75.
Okay.
I think this is almost the perfect match. I think the lack of the lack of a clean finish for anybody. Because I think you could have gotten away with. Honestly, I think in hindsight, you could have gotten away with just giving Kurt the win.
Yep.
I know that they wanted to keep the belt on Austin. I know they booked themselves into a corner, but looking back on it, I think you just pull the trigger here. Even if it's just a hot shot, right? Even if you're just going to put it back on Austin a month later, so be it. I think they should have gone for it here.
Well,
so
Stone Cold Paul Heyman is so quiet. Kurt Chip,
JR just browbeating him. Yes,
coward. He couldn't beat him. Austin had to get himself disqualified. Paul, you cannot deny him. There, Paul's like, I got nothing. JR, you win.
Right. He can't defend it. Can't defend it.
No, Tim, since we are at the main event, what do you want to direct the listeners to?
The podcast you mentioned at the start of the show that I do for the North-South connection by way of the Jenny position, actually. So every Wednesday, Jennifer Smith has the Jenny position that she runs through North-South Connection. We have a podcast called Exposition. That is an X-Men related podcast. So right now we are covering episodes of the original X-Men animated series from the 90s. We've also got some talk of the new series that's just started up on Disney Plus, X-Men 97, which is a sequel to that series. So might call that good timing on our part. We're also covering the movies here and there as well. So a lot of fun, good X-Men content over there on Exposition. That's roughly about a monthly show. Also, a spinoff from the North-South Connection is 9021 No-So. Now, that's its own dedicated podcast feed. So you'll want to search for that. Just search 9021 No-So. You'll find the show. And subscribe if you're a fan of the OG Beverly Hills and 90210. So 2 old TV show retrospectives I'm doing in podcast form. You can find me on Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it these days. As well, I am at Psych68, CYKE68, if you want to get in touch.
Yes, thank you, Tim. You're moving into season 3 of Beverly Hills 90210.
Indeed.
Big swerve turn, as Russo says, is coming, and you're at the summer, the beach club.
Beach club summer, yep.
Yes. And that summer's going to turn the heat up as well.
And the summer in the City of Lights in Paris for Brenda and Donna. So some storylines taking place there. You have been a guest on 902 and No-So as well, and we will have you back in short order. Maybe not shortly for the listeners, but on our recording schedule, we'll be getting you back in there sooner rather than later. And that episode will be coming out in a few months' time.
Yeah,
that's where we are on recording. We're well ahead of where we need to be. I'll just say.
As for me, you can find me mostly on the Place to Be Nation Wrestling feed. I do this show also with Steve Riddle. We cover ECW on Sci-Fi that is called Extreme Resurrection from 2006 to 2010. We took a short break to reset after our WrestleMania adventure. Just as ECW in 2007 is taking a hit the reset button, with CM Punk finally beating John Morrison in a 4 match series, finally becomes ECW champion because John Morrison's name was found on the list of steroid buyers from Benoit's pharmacy. So that took a twist for a lot of guys in 2007. So they took the title off of John Morrison, gave it to Punk, which is a good thing because now we can look at who CM Punk is going to face on the heel side of ECW on Extreme Resurrection. We're getting there. Hopefully Kelly finally goes with Balls Mahoney. We're in a weird time frame. The whole Benoit tragedy, made a lot of circles, and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that's looming large in your timeline right now.
So, yes. But, I always listen to, 90210. So, and I enjoy, everything. It always seems like what you guys are covering, Pluto TV drops, samples of the season that you guys are covering, on Facebook ads, too. It's oh, well...
Yeah.
Kelly and Dylan turn up the heat, and it's they're right there,
Yeah, I think those ads read our minds.
Ad deployments by 90210. So, but here we are, The Rock versus Booker T, and for the WCW champion. There you see the Alliance and WWF guys watching in their respective television locker room.
Yes, once again, yes.
Yes. But like we said, here, The Rock versus Booker T. Booker T's still going to be a top star, whatever happens, after this matchup here. But sad to say, this is the last time a WCW star holds. Granted, yes, we know what happens. It's sad to say this is the last time a WCW star holds the world title.
Holds the WCW title, yeah.
Yes. Oh, hey, it's the company, but no one in WCW is going to be the champ in WWF land. No.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. There you see Shane McMahon with Booker T. They always had the group, Booker T and Shane.
Yes, they were very tight.
Yes.
And this is another one of those matches. Very, very fitting opponents, these two, because The Rock in some ways seemed like or Booker T, I should say, had in some ways been patterning himself after The Rock, intentionally or otherwise, in WCW, to the point...
Shane tackle the camera, man. Booker T claims that The Rock stole the bookend.
Yes, right. Yeah, even using The Rock's finisher in WCW towards the end there.
The one drop.
Oh, God.
But yeah, after Jim, that's not even JR's best work. In September, when him and Paul get into another argument too, but that was awesome by Jim Ross after Stone Cold could not beat Kurt Angle.
It's definitely a classic JR call where he just is berating Paul Heyman, who has no answer.
Oh, you want to talk about he couldn't win? Stone Cold did not pin Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm. And here we go, this main event here.
Yeah, I don't want to call this an afterthought, but it has such a tough act to follow in Angle and Austin.
Well, they needed, this is an ending that, they needed something after every... Oh, yeah, that security guard was enough with this sign, give it to me. Bill is gay. The security was give it to me. Done with this shit.
Takes it.
I got my Gruney sign actually taken away for being in the air too many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mohegan Sun one time.
It's funny.
You're like, well, it's in the trash already. We don't want to go and get it now, so bye. That side of mine got into the WWE magazine. I still have the magazine. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect shot too. It was awesome. I'll post that one day. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Definitely
it does seem like an afterthought here, but it's like, imagine if Austin Angle closed the show. You can't close it on a loss for WWF, but it's like, this is a tough act. Well, Booker T goes over.
You kind of, this sort of serves as a palate cleanser.
Yes.
Like, maybe it's a little bit boring, especially following that match, but it's The Rock's return. It's still, it's a world title match. It's, on any other show, it's a perfectly fine main event. And I mean, I don't have a problem with it here. And I'm trying to actually, I'm trying to think of if I've ever really sat down and paid attention to this match on its own. You know what I mean? Not have it be totally overshadowed by what I watched before it. So I'm trying to give this a fair shake. Is what I'm saying.
Now, why doesn't Charles Robinson disqualify The Rock for blatantly low blowing Booker T?
Yeah, he's an Alliance guy, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Guess he could say it came in high. He didn't truly low blow him.
Mm-hmm. No. Ooh. Booker T now laying into The Rock here. Getting some outside. Shane McMahon directing traffic.
Yes. Yeah, so Shane's going to be out here at ringside for the entire match, right? He is basically Booker T's manager.
He's going to get a surprise at the end as well.
Yes, as I recall.
The punk ass sucker and the silver spoon mother, you know. Mother bugger, as he said. Like, everyone thought on Peacock that they uncensored the F-bomb, but I don't even think he said the F-bomb. I think he said mother bugger. But when they originally aired it, it seemed like he said the F-bomb, so they had to bleep it, you know? But yeah, Booker T, see the crowd fighting. Guess he needed here, you know?
Yeah, once again.
The Rock's got a busted lip here. I see that he's bleeding from
Probably happened hard way. I don't know when or how, but
throws him right back over.
Yeah, some of this brawling through the crowd stuff I could do without.
Yep.
Especially that we just saw so much of it in the match before. Like, just keep this crowd, like, just keep it in the ring for the most part, and I think that would improve this one a little bit. It's like, it's kind of meandering right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh wait, but is this one? Well, Shane's like undoing the rope.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he. Yep. God, Rock, the way he bumps is just, for a guy his size, is always just a great seller, you know. Booker T keeps going to that.
Always good chemistry by Booker T and The Rock here.
Yeah, I like the way they match up.
You know the Sting story where, Sting wouldn't come to WWE because The Rock told Booker T, "Who are you?" And Sting didn't want to come because he didn't want to get treated like trash by The Rock.
Well, He probably would have been. So I think he made the right look. When he does show up, let's just say it doesn't go great. So
Yes.
I think his decision was maybe vindicated by history.
Oh yeah, but yeah. For two guys who like are just really stepping into the ring for like the first time,
Yeah, I mean
not that bad of a
they have decent chemistry together.
Yeah. I mean, Stone Cold has worked with Kurt Angle before, like at Armageddon,
Yeah,
a couple like Raws and stuff, but a little like a 180 was clothesline tackle there. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah, that always looks cool to me.
That looked cool. Yes, it did. This SummerSlam set is a good one as well.
Yeah, it's not too it's not too fussy, right? It's pretty it's pretty subtle, but still gets the job done.
The 01 sets, I think, get the most talked about. That they were like really creative with them. Like in the year 01, all the sets were like awesome.
Yeah, I'm bad about remembering specifics for that type of thing outside of the shows I'm actually watching, but I do like some of those B shows. It seems like they had a lot of effort being put into them. Just
Unforgiven,
or ambition, I should say.
Head, like it's all
right. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I do remember that for the triple threat main event, right?
For Unforgiven, yep. I forget. I was going to say one more thing. I forgot. Yeah, I had to check. SummerSlam 02 is not sponsored by Chef Boyardee. It ended.
Oh no.
Yes.
Is it sponsored by? What is it sponsored by instead? Stacker 2?
Let me check.
Did we eat too much? Did we eat too much Chef Boyardee, and now we have to take Stacker 2?
Yes, SummerSlam 02. Not 03. Sorry. I'm looking at it right now. 02.
Oh, sharpshooter. This is not the best rock sharpshooter. Ooh, was also not the worst. At least it didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Oh, Shane. Shane getting involved here now.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find it. SummerSlam 02 sponsor? Oh, Foot Locker.
Foot Locker?
Yeah, I guess they want people to play basketball and exercise in their shoes. Oh!
Yeah. Once again, too much Chef Boyardee.
DDT, yes.
Yeah.
1, 2. Y2J Stinger was I think it was the 04 sponsor for SummerSlam. Might have been 05, I forget, but I know that was one of them.
I like Charles Robinson's selling of the moves and the kickouts and shit.
Yeah. He's very Charles Robinson, not a sneaky WCW official. He's very like, okay, I'm going to call it down the middle.
Yeah.
Like he's not Nick Patrick. Nick Patrick.
Right. They knew they had one Nick Patrick. They didn't need multiple. Yeah.
Oh. Charles Robinson did not even feel like turning around. Yes. Shane McMahon. Oh, here come the acolytes. Payback time. Shane hit
he has interjected himself one too many times.
Oh, I know what to do. Bradshaw, wham!
This is amazing.
Clothesline. Bradshaw was like, oh, well, I'll just go the other way and I'll meet you there. Have a nice day. Yes.
He ate absolute shit.
Random APA interference.
Right.
Really, like they wouldn't get this much interference ever, just sporadically. Oh, we're gonna be the ones interfering.
This I feel like is a kind of a continuation of, okay, so Test is Shane's boy, right? And the APA are feuding with Test, so
yeah.
They've got issues with Shane kind of by default.
Oh gosh, well here comes Robinson's missing the point here.
Right, after the not the rock bottom.
Oh yeah, there wasn't like he didn't really like take too long, like he was very much on point.
He just was out of position for the
bookend.
bookend.
Kicks out. Oh, is this when he goes for the rock counters? I thought he does a spin of Rooney, then it goes to the rock bottom, but no, there's still time left in this. I thought it was all one big like finishing smash here, but no, the Rock laying the smack down.
Burn him out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, San Jose is pretty supportive here of Booker T. I've seen some crowds. I mean, some signs in the crowd saying, "We want to see a spin a Rooney."
1, 2. All right, so I know these sponsors by heart. Clearasil did Unforgiven. Subway did No Mercy. Xbox was Survivor Series. And Lugs did Vengeance.
Lugs? Wow, they're still in the mix, huh?
Well, sponsored by Lugs. The SmackDown recap, all the time in 2001.
Right. What about JVC Kaboombox? They need
yes.
What about Castrol GTX?
Lugs took over. Oh, wow. And Shane McMahon again. For a guy who got a clothesline out of nowhere, he still comes back and pulls it off,
Right, yeah.
Get the back out here. Let's go.
It is funny that he takes the big move, gets back up, and then
he's going
to take.
Oh my God!
Takes another big move. Oh,
yeah, cannot be good for his back.
Rock bottom on the outside.
Yes, lame Rock, lame, laying the SmackDown. Oh.
Yeah, Rock is feeling it now. A spine buster from Booker T. Again, moves out of the Rock's playbook.
Yes. Okay, so now what is he doing here?
I think it's time for a spin-a-rooney.
Yeah.
No,
or
maybe not.
Scissors kick first, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. San Jose wants to see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. Set up.
Here we go.
And he gets the scissor kick. That's it.
And then spin-a-rooney. Spin-a-rooney. Here it comes, baby.
This guy in the front row has got to be so happy.
Yeah. Oh, my. Right into it. Rock bottom.
Oh, well.
1, 2, 3. Robinson.
Thanks for showing up, Booker.
Oh, yeah. And, oh, my God. Look at Scotty 2 Hotty in his Hawaiian shirt celebrating. Yeah. Say Rio's still on the payroll.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. So The Rock wins the WCW champion. And this was, again, spoiler, it's the last time a WCW star would hold this.
That's a little bit depressing, but you got to send the fans home happy.
Yeah. Overall, Tim, what is your final grade number on this show? Or, yeah. What would you... let's go 1 out of 10. What would you give it?
Out of 10, I would give this pay-per-view solid 8 out of 10 for me. Which is real good. Excellent.
I was going to give it a 7, but you talked me into an 8 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is an excellent show top to bottom. Even if individual matches aren't totally like a flurry of snowflakes, it's incredibly watchable from start to finish. It's under 3 hours. I mean, hell, this is about half the length of the AEW pay-per-view that is on at the same time right now.
Yes.
And they still cram so much in here. You get a lot of bang for your buck here, I think. It's
gimmick
a perfect gimmick matches. Yeah, it's a great example of just the types of shows that the WWF excelled at this point in their history. In 2001, this is very indicative, very representative of the type of just uniformly excellent pay-per-view that they could put on.
Yep. We rated the matches pretty well. There's only like really one bad match on here, and that's the cage match. So overall, SummerSlam 01 is now in the books, and it was a great, solid pay-per-view here. So that's going to do it from us here on Nation Invasion. I want to thank my guest here tonight, Tim Capel, for covering SummerSlam 01 with me. Tim, thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, Gruney, for having me as your guest for this show. Had a lot of fun, and I'm so glad I could talk. One of my favorite premium live events, as they're known now, of the year 2001 with you.
Yes. Well, thank you, Tim. And as I always say before closing out, be prepared as we, the nation, bring the invasion. We will see you next time.